Now launching. The dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
What was the thing that Anthony Gonzalez used to sleep in? Was it a hyperbolic chamber?
Hyperbaric, I think.
Hyperbaric?
Hyperbolic would be a chamber that's like, you're awesome! Way to sleep! You know, it's just yelling at you. Incredible! Oh my God!
Hyperbaric chamber.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot!
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach? No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room.
Stop breathing. It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is Stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Tool of the Week Friday here on Man and Bone. No Common Man today. He is still sweating it out in Florida, from what we understand. But Timmy Hall is here, and we've got a little bit of a black and gold feel. You've got the black and gold on. I've got my black and gold on.
Oh, we're playing the game, Bone.
We're ready.
We're dressed for success.
Yeah.
There's something going on. It might not be in town, but there's something going on. And they tell me it's one of the biggest games in franchise history. So let's go.
Yeah. The crew are playing in CONCACAF Champions Cup tomorrow night. More on that in a moment. But, of course, it's Tool of the Week Day, so you can get us your tools at Man and Bone 971. You can see us on YouTube if you want to go check out the live stream. It is up. It is active. The chat is active. Just go to YouTube and search 971 The Fan, and you'll find both Timmy and I there decked out in our black and gold.
I do want to give a shout out to Jimmy JB, who at the start of every show, he's been hinting me little DMB lyrics.
So look at that.
Today
in the chat, you're saying.
Today he threw out a take these chances, place them in their box until a quieter time. And then I wrote him back, lights down, you up and die. So there we go. We're just doing a little Dave Matthews Band to get it going.
I like that. I like how quickly this goes into Dave Matthews for you. And I like how that line, while in text, it didn't look very long. When you sing it, it took like 30 seconds, didn't it? You realized as soon as you started singing that, you're like, oh, no, this is longer than I anticipated.
This is going to take a minute to get out. Well, we got to talking.
You know, that's a phrase I hear all the time. It's longer than anticipated. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to take quite a bit of blur.
This show is longer than anticipated for a lot of our listeners. They're like,
sure
can it end, please?
I saw those guys in the shower. And oh, my God.
Hey, by the way, speaking of the Celtics, they've been in, right? But now we know who they're playing. The Mavs last night dusted the Timberwolves. That was
didn't see that one coming. Not like that, at least, right?
Well, I thought the Timberwolves would get them a game 6. Thought they'd win that one, and then it'd go back, and maybe Dallas gets them back at home. But
maybe they get them at home. Yeah, me too.
You're down by 30 at halftime. That's about all that's going to be.
It was all the 2 stars, but you know what? Those 2 stars are pretty damn good.
Luka and Kyrie.
Good.
It has worked out. I remember when the trade happened for Kyrie, there were people in the media, like national media people, saying this is going to result in Luka Doncic wanting to be traded. He will not want to play with Kyrie Irving. I guess not. I guess it's all worked out. Those two have found a way to coexist, and to not only coexist, but to thrive. So there you go.
I don't really find myself caring much anymore, but I certainly went through a phase where Kyrie was just giving himself bad look after bad look after bad look.
I think
it was a myriad of things, right?
Yeah.
Off court, on court, how he dealt with the media. So I certainly don't root for the guy anymore, but he's not. For some reason, James Harden has been that guy for me where I've just chosen that I don't want to see him win a title, and I want to see that get to the finish line.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really have that animus for Kyrie anymore. He's probably more dislikable than a James Harden, too. But either way.
That's the thing with Kyrie is he lost his shoe deal. He lost all this stuff from a lot of different things that have happened over the years, which we don't have to get into, but that's a guy that I know for a fact I don't know for a fact. I believe this is a guy who has realized whatever my thoughts are, whatever I want to talk about, it does me no services to like go out there and continually speak my mind about certain things. Better off to just go out and play and do what I can because I want to just go back to winning championships and trying to be the best player I can be. And now look where they are. I'm not saying that that's the route everyone has to take. I'm fine with when athletes want to speak their mind about something.
Yes, but then you have to
when you're
be ready for the consequences.
Kyrie's saying some pretty heinous stuff and throwing some stuff out there that's, I don't think necessarily I certainly don't agree with a lot of what he said over the years. But the fact of the matter is, when you watch him on the court, he is amazing. And he probably, I would assume someone in his camp has said, you know what? You're amazing on the court. Let's let everybody focus on that and ignore whatever else is said.
He is amazing. He is maybe the thing that's so fun to watch him is the English that he can put on a basketball and his layup game. I mean, you know how in the box score you have like a stat department for layups? I feel like that doesn't do it justice, like for how acrobatic some of these layups are. And when you're trying to, spin the ball over somebody that's got a 7'4" wingspan and you can throw it off the top corner of the glass and you know that it's going to go in up and under, whatever it is, reverse layups. He is the most brilliant guy maybe in the history of the game at laying the ball in the basket.
Oh, yeah. If you watch some of the stuff he does around the hoop to get ready for a game, well, even just like his preparation, the way he practices stuff, it's unbelievable. He's shown, like, I think they had a backboard that he used to play on when he was a kid that had all these cracks and holes in it, and it's how he learned to, like, put that English on it where there's only a couple spots where you could even bounce it off the backboard, and that's what he would do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, that's part of how he learned how to play that way. It was just because...
This is what you got.
Yeah.
Right?
So he worked relentlessly at it and then learned that helped him out quite a bit. So now he works on it all the time.
That's why I'm such a good shooter, Bone.
Is that right? You didn't have a backboard? Well,
we had a gigantic hill that tailed off, and it would take you a good solid minute
to get
go
the ball.
and get the ball and run back up. And so I just learned to put everything in. And then because we had one of those like half plastic ball return things, you could clip it to the hoop, because sometimes I would swish it and it would get caught in the net the wrong way and still spin it down the hill. So that pissed me off. I'm like, that doesn't. So I would, I can
imagine young Timmy Hall just getting so frustrated. Like, I made it. What are we doing?
For a while.
This is stupid.
I was learning how to, bank the ball off of the inner part of the rim, off of the flange. Not a dead swish, but bank it off that back iron piece so it would actually kick back towards you.
Look at you.
But then, like, the dead swishes are better, and then it, like, gets twisted in the net and then kicks back under the baseline, and then down the hill we go. But eventually I got that ball return thing, so I just learned to put everything in for the most part.
You know what I'm hearing, Teddy, is that we had Timmy Hall shooting on an in-ground hoop with an automatic ball return on a house on a hill. Must be nice.
Was that in that gated community?
Yeah. How did did the attack dogs that you guys had out there to keep the riffraff out? Did they chase the ball down? How'd that work?
It wasn't gated. We were so far out there with our own seclusion that we didn't need a gate, But about an acre
Sure,
of land.
I understand. Yeah. Is that including the pool, the in-ground, or does that not count to the acreage? I don't know how it works.
Honestly, it's a bad story about that. For my parents giving up property like that in Northern Virginia, very bad.
Yeah.
Should have held on to that.
They should have.
With the way property values
I bet it's worth a pretty
Northern
penny.
Virginia, 40 minutes from D.C. Yeah, tough deal losing that place.
There you go. By the way, talk to Bodie, the resident Celtics fan here. Bodie, not like overconfident, but very confident, very happy today. Not that, again, it's going to be tough either way, right? But the Celtics, the way it opened up for them, the East kind of opened up a bit. Denver getting knocked out. Like, this is about as good as you could ask for. They have a real chance now to go win that title that has eluded them for the last few years. So that group of players
might be a kiss of death.
Maybe.
Might be a kiss of death. You'd think
Minnesota thought
easy.
it was going to be a pretty easy road there to get to the finals, and that got derailed fairly quickly.
Yeah,
so
but you realize they're still the Timberwolves, and they're not some juggernaut team.
No, but
there's some parity right now.
They were the hot
NBA.
team coming into that series, and then Dallas shut that all off very quickly. All right, so big game tomorrow for the Crew. I am, the Crew fan here of all the people here, I root for them as much as anybody does. There are a lot of Crew fans in the building, but I've been rooting for them for a very long time, not to toot my own horn. So I can understand if you are expecting me to come in here and tell you how this game's going to go. And I have to be honest with you, I have no friggin' clue. Like, I am looking at this roster for the Crew and looking at the roster for Pachuca. The roster for Pachuca is, on paper, better, more experienced. They've got a lot of guys who are like World Cup veterans who have done it, who have all that experience. And they have the young talent pool that can get it done. They have the advantage from being at home, being at elevation. All those factors are very much not in the Crew's favor. And then you go back and look at what the Crew have done over the last few, months, even the last year and a half under Wilfried Nancy. I guess just been a year. But that has been their thing, right? Is this looks really difficult. No one's gone and done this. Then the crew go
do it. Yeah. So that helps me sleep at night because we made some picks yesterday, and I did the head heart hedge in Degenerate T-Bone, where I think the over-under in goals scored was at 2.5. I thought it would hit the over there, that you get a nice 2-1 result. And I sadly went with Pachuca there because, Bone, the home field advantage, I can't lie, that scares me. When you talk about elevation that is that high, it's almost like you're borderline going a double mile-high stadium when you get up to that kind of elevation. That's crazy. And then you look and see what Pachuca's path has been getting to this spot. My goodness. 6-0 aggregate over the Union in the round of 16. 7-1 aggregate in the quarters. Who was that? A Costa Rican club?
Herediano, yeah.
Herediano that they knocked off. That's serious stuff. And then 3-2 over Club America. It's the championship game for a reason. It's got to be hard. It's got to be difficult. I hope the crew can do it and stun everybody.
Well, the math there, 16 goals to 3 over their last 3 rounds of play in CONCACAF. I mean, they have destroyed a couple opponents, but so here's an interesting thing with Pachuca. Club America, who they knocked out in the CONCACAF Champions League, they both play in Mexico. They're both in that league. They were in the playoffs of the Mexican League. And in the playoffs, Club America knocked them out. So returning the favor like a week or two after that. Now you have Club America moved on. Pachuca has been sitting for the last 3 weeks. They have not played a game for 3 weeks.
And the crew at least have had MLS.
Yeah, the crew have not only been playing, they've been like playing some of their best soccer of late, playing some not as good teams as they did when they played FC Cincinnati and lost. We know that. But then since basically that weekend, the crew have been playing and dominating, and Pachuca's been sitting around.
So you think
that's a little bit in the favor.
The rest rust kind of favors, obviously,
it does favor the crew,
but you're still traveling to Mexico and going south of the border. This is a different road trip.
It's more about the elevation. If it was just like going to another Mexican city
or
and
going
playing
to Southern California or something right across the border in Texas, whatever.
It's the fact you're playing at 8,000 feet of elevation. That is such a game changer. The other big question mark, Cucho Hernandez has missed the last 3 weeks with back injuries. He is available. He was on the plane. He's been training this week. He has been training with the cardio all this time, but he has not been on the field for much of the training the last few weeks. Do they start him? Do they bring him in off the bench? Again, if this game if it ties after 90 minutes, they're going to go to 120 minutes of 30 minutes of extra time for 2 hours total playing, then possibly penalty kicks. You want him out there for that. So you may not start him because you think if he can only give us 70 good minutes, I want him at the end, not at the start.
It's the biggest game for all these guys, biggest game of their lives, right?
Oh, yeah.
I would think especially for Cucho because he's the star, you know?
Yeah.
He's the star, and it's almost showing what you can do, but showing what you can do on an MLS club and how that matters and how this league has taken off a little bit more than what its rep used to be. I want to see a draw going into the final 15 minutes of action.
I'm with you.
Give me 1-1 in the 70th minute.
Yeah.
Give me a 0-0 or 1-1.
I like our chances if that's the case. I'm with you. I totally agree with that, Timmy. Good call there. And by the way, that's on FS1. It's not on the Apple package, so you can watch it.
We're watching.
If you have FS1, you can watch this game. It's tomorrow at 9:15, so you have to stay up late, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Gene Smith was on Morning Juice early this morning. We'll hear what he had to say next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
There's an accident on the right shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt between I-70 and 33 to watch out for. We've got a 5-minute slowdown due to a crash on northbound 71's on-ramp from 5th Avenue, and that's on the north side. This report is sponsored by Ohio Association of County Behavioral Health Authorities. Sometimes life can be overwhelming. Crisis Text Line can help. If you are struggling and feel like you can't talk to anyone about it, text 4HOPE to 741-741. Free confidential support. Crisis Text Line. Text 4HOPE to 741-741 now. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Instant classics are exciting, but true legends have impact over time, like how Plant Moran has been counted on by companies and clients for the past 100 years. Counted on for advice by the workwear brand you zip up every day. Counted on for guidance by the zoos and aquariums inspiring the next generation. Counted on for a holistic approach by those growing, protecting, and sharing their wealth. From accounting to tax, consulting to wealth management, we are built year after year on the stories and success we help others achieve. Here's to the next 100 years of Plant Moran. Count on us.
Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the time of year for being outdoors. It's the best, but not if your knees, shoulders, hips, or back are hurting. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. Call them today. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and help restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move, swim, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. They have locations in Columbus, in both Gahanna and Dublin. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. So go check them out at QCkinetics/Columbus or give them a call, 380-208-4544.
Here's your cool tip from Custom Air. It's time to clean up the space around your air conditioner. Clear plants and debris obstructing airflow around the unit. Also, don't hit your unit with weed eaters. Don't struggle with your AC this summer. Go to customairco.com. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes drinks like Coke and Sprite, Pepsi, and Mountain Dew. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Not wearing your seatbelt could cost you a ticket or your life. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at beautiful weather this Friday afternoon. Temperatures making their way up into the mid and even upper 70s in some spots. We'll keep the weather quiet as we head into tonight. Temperatures cool, but not as cool as last night, down to around 52. Look for a warmer Saturday. Temperatures reaching the 80s by the afternoon. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy.
Well, Common Man's not hosting this one.
You're right. So it has nothing to do with it. I don't know why we're even playing it.
Yeah.
So it is good?
It's happening.
It's happening. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
asking.
that.
To
That's
be
right.
determined.
Thank you, Ted.
Yes.
We have Tool of the Week coming up 5:34. You can tweet us those at manandbone971. You can hop in the chat on the YouTube live stream, which is live. That's why it's a live stream on YouTube. Just search for Man and Bone, or actually 971 The Fan, whatever. You should find it either way. I don't know what you get when you search Man and Bone on YouTube. Don't try. It could be weird.
Let's see.
Well, there we go. Timmy's trying. That's right.
Man and Bone goes right to the Man and Bone live stream.
There we go. Perfect.
First thing up.
It knows
First thing in the hopper.
It knows that's what you want.
There it is. There's the live stream. Wow.
Perfect. I guess if you search Morning Juice, you might get the same type of result. I don't know.
Let's see.
We'll find out. Because yeah. We can do this with all the shows, I guess. But Morning Juice today had Gene Smith on.
3 healthy morning juice recipes. Beginner friendly. 15,000 views.
Funny enough, it is Bobby Carpenter making the juice, though. So that's what makes it related to the show.
But then next is Morning Juice, May 15th with Ryan Day.
Oh, there you go.
And Tim May talks Buckeyes. Then an ad for Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh.
And then Morning Juice from today.
There you go.
There
nice.
you go.
All right, beautiful. Well, if you want to hear that full interview, you can. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on their podcast. Just search Morning Juice, search 971 The Fan. You can find it. But I'll play you some cuts from this. Outgoing athletic director Gene Smith was talking to the guys, and he had a couple things he was asked I thought were interesting. One of them was, what decisions does he regret at Ohio State during his time there? Here's what he had to say.
Obviously, 2011 with the NCAA case that we had, we could have done some things differently. And as an institution, not just me, but a collective decision-making process, we could have done some things differently. That one I think about often. And then obviously with Urban and Zach Smith, I could have done some things differently around that. I don't necessarily agree with the suspension outcome and how it was handled, but at the end of the day, Urban and I could have done something differently. Bobby, most people don't see the things that really I have regrets about. I wish that, we could have put in place more sports psychologists earlier. Most people don't know the number of suicide attempts that we've had, and that piece, it kind of bothers me that we weren't as aggressive early on. While we were with Oklahoma, the first schools that actually had sports psychologists on staff, and our numbers have grown, but I wish we had started that earlier. Because we had some cases that, our experts could have helped us with, and they're doing a great job today.
Oh, yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It hits on a few key bullet points right there.
Well, the fact that the two main ones that he mentioned, of course, were sports scandals, things that happened with regards to the football program.
Sure. And then a big part being mental health and taking care of their guys.
Yeah, which I can't imagine what you hear about the stories behind the scenes, because obviously that stuff should remain behind the scenes. There's no reason for us to all know about it.
Right.
But the pressures of big-time athletics are well documented. And I don't know what these players, these coaches, these athletes go through when they get all the media scrutiny. And, of course, we're part of giving that scrutiny. But you're hoping that when people, they don't hear it or they block it out, you also hope that when we're talking about these things, we're all understanding this is a game, and we're talking about it in the context of how a player could have done a better job to maybe help them win a game. Has nothing to do with their personality or their humanness. But still, that's a very interesting thing that other than the two biggest scandals probably of his time, that's the thing he says he regrets the most. That's very interesting.
I would have liked to hear, maybe for another time, Gene go into a bit more detail about 2012 and even that second thing that he mentioned.
I'm with you.
With Urban and Zach Smith, because he could mean a number of different things, right? There's a million different angles of what he could be referring to. Say you take that second one, Urban Meyer and Zach Smith scandal, not that, what had happened or what was alleged was not wrong. Maybe it was just about having Urban's back about that over I'd have to go back and review how everything broke down, but it was the Big Ten Media Days, I believe, where he was asked about it, and he kind of maybe just brushed it away and said, no, I don't know anything about that. And then they found that there was an exchange that he did.
We had those text messages that everybody involved there, everybody in the football program, there were very clear text messages saying, here's what we know, here's what the messaging needs to be. And Gene was on those text messages.
Yes.
So
maybe he's saying he wanted to be more, up front and handle it the right way faster.
Didn't agree with the suspension outcome. I don't think he's saying he thinks that Urban should have been fired. So it sounds like he's saying I don't think Urban should have been suspended and I should have fought that more. Maybe
he's putting more on himself for not
I don't know.
Stepping up and grabbing the bull by the horns there and handling that.
That's
quickly,
fair.
so nobody had to go out there and say, "Oh no, we haven't really handled this as a institution yet." So what am I going to say? I'm going to say I haven't seen anything about that yet. When I actually have.
That is with that Zach Smith situation. That is the thing that I always thought at that time was I felt like Gene Smith probably. Looking back on it, he probably is. Maybe this is what he's hinting at.
That's kind of.
Is that he could have come back in and just said,
Sure.
"Hey, this is not on Urban. This is on me, and this is what's happening. If you want to punish anybody, punish me. But this is what we're doing with this employee at this point.
I'm in
administrator of the university, not a football coach. And then that would have kept it off of Urban a little bit. Maybe that's what he's referring to. I guess we'll not know, but maybe someone will ask him about that at some point.
And the title thing, I can fully understand that. Everybody knows about that. Why you didn't it was going to be a transitional year in 2011. Why didn't you self-impose, take it on the chin, and then that's all that happens to you? And then in 2012, you're undefeated and possibly winning a natty over a mediocre Notre Dame team.
Well, at least he's owning that, right? I mean, because
Sure.
mean, it's hard to fault someone now after the fact. You wish they would have done it in the moment, but at least now he is saying the Gator Bowl was not as important in a 6-6 year as going to play Notre Dame with the Manti Te'o drama for a national championship.
I think that team scored 3 points in the national championship game.
But they would have been. It would have been Notre Dame, right? Because I think
they were undefeated.
Yeah, in Ohio. Yeah, so they would have been 1-2.
And I think Bama had a loss.
Yeah, they would have been out. Yeah.
And, he did also say that he regretted, and because sometimes we gave him credit for this, for answering that truthfully and openly when Holtman had his, it wasn't Holtman didn't get an exit interview, but Gene Smith did a little presser when they fired Holtman.
Yes.
And he did express regret for the extension at that time.
As he should.
It was maybe earned to that level.
Well, the Gene Smith tenure is over. The interview is there if you want to hear it. It's the guys at Morning Juice did a good job with it. Go listen to the whole thing now. You can find it on the fans website, our YouTube channel, wherever you get podcasts. Just search for Morning Juice and you will check that out. We've got odds for the Browns and Bengals for every game coming up this season. And we'll see what the odds makers think. Do they agree with what we've said when we've looked at some of these games before? We'll tell you next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
You should be aware that westbound Scioto Darby Road and between Leap Road and Walcott Road is closed due to an overturned semi, so you can detour to Roberts Road. And we have a 5-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce. Give them joy on Put-in-Bay. Laughter jumping into the pool, delight from a hole-in-one, and amusement riding a train, golf cart, and carousel. Plan your weekday island getaway today at visitputinbay.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here. Let me tell you about my new friends, Sell for 1% Realtors. This is a new company for me. They were interested in working with me, so they went for a CAT scan. When that passed, I needed to meet the family to see what they were all about, if they were a good fit. And when I say meet the family, I mean it. Sell for 1% is totally family run right here in Columbus. The premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your house for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. And they do everything you'd expect from the 6% people. This is full service, not a discount service. Here's how they do it. Technology has made the realtor's job easier, from taking photos to signing documents on your phone, but their prices have remained the same, even though the realtor's not putting in the same time they used to. Sell for 1% passes the savings on to you because they know you're going to be impressed with the service and then tell people about it. On average, customers save over $10,000 in commissions. I didn't know about these guys 10 years ago. Don't be stupid like me and pay more than you have to. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Big things are happening on the east side.
We're ready to deal. Come negotiate during May's Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda. Lower payments, better financing, more value for any trade. Shop lindsayhonda.com and see new Hondas with thousands in savings, plus many other deals. We'll work hard to get you a payment you can afford. Now, during May Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. It is almost that time for Columbus's biggest golf event of the year.
Yep, the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino is giving away all sorts of prizes for their Memorial Wager and Win drawings on Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
When?
Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
You can win fabulous prizes like Memorial Tournament tickets, golf clubs, and more now until June 6th.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or going to the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet Store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack's not here, but Timmy is. Common Man and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company right here on The Fan. Tool of the week, you can tweet us at manandbone971. Hit the YouTube live stream. It's there for you. Just search 971 The Fan on YouTube. Do it when you get home if you're not home yet. And then subscribe so you don't forget about this. The next time you'll see us, you can put us on your big screen if you want to. I don't know why you would, but if you are, let you live.
So it can be bigger.
I know, but
and more beautiful.
Trust me, I'm big enough on the little screen. You don't need me on your big screen looking even bigger than I already do.
We only get better looking the bigger you make us. Just know that. And Bone, and forget about this, YouTube stuff. I mean, this is all well and good. Bone was on 4K, super high definition TV. He was on the TV
last night.
Bone was there. His family freaked out.
Didn't get bumped from 10 TV? That's good. Yeah, Dom had me on the 6 o'clock news, I guess. So I'll take that, Dom. I appreciate that.
No, that's not wall to wall.
No,
that's 6 o'clock.
That's prime. That's where you're usually hanging out. 6 o'clock news. That's where they bring you in. That's Timmy Hall territory right there.
I've never been on the 6 o'clock news.
Yes, you have.
I'm busy in here.
No, you've been on something, haven't you? Didn't you do something?
I was on 5 o'clock
5 o'clock.
once.
That's right. We were watching it in here.
It was something that I had no business talking about, too. I think it was the Guardians name change. And I stood awkwardly next to Yolanda.
That was not even part of the bit. You just were standing there leering over her shoulder like, so what are you going to talk about next?
Yolanda's
asking
me.
Is that a murder? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Wow, that's something. That's something. Oh.
She's asking me questions about this baseball name change of a team that I semi-care for, and my whole bit was to just shrug my shoulders like, I don't know.
She's like, so Timmy, a lot of fans are mad about this. Do you agree with their sentiments, or do you think they're borderline racist? What do you think? It's like, oh yeah, great. I'll just come down right on that hot button issue. I'd love to weigh in on the topic there.
Thank you for the question, Yolanda. And let's really get after the issue here.
I want to speak directly to the people who still have an Indians hat. Here's exactly what I say to you people, and then it's just either way.
Let me talk to you for a second.
Your career ends if you just right there. Either way, it's just a ball of fire right after that.
Oh boy.
So Bengals and Browns, the odds makers have put together a little bit of kind of where this is all lining up. We've got odds now for every team in all of pro football. Every game, you can see it. So we can go through the Bengals and Browns, but I'll give you the highlights here. Bengals are favored in 14 of their 17 games, which obviously means they're underdogs in 3. That's what math tells me. Browns, meanwhile, favorites in just 9 of their 17 games. So if you go by just what the odds say in Vegas, they are anticipating the Bengals having a much more successful regular season than what the Browns are going to have.
Yes, they are.
But, of course, that's why they play the games. I'm looking for the games here where the Bengals are not favored because there's only 3 of them where they're dogs. On the road, week 2 against Kansas City, that is one of them.
How many years are they going to make them play on the road at Arrowhead?
I don't know.
Every year?
It seems like that
the
happens
end of existence?
all the time, doesn't it?
Every year.
Yeah, it feels like that. Then their week 10 road game against the Ravens. They are 3-point dogs there.
And
are
then
the Bengals.
at Teddy's Boys, week 14, plus 1.5. That one's wrong, don't you think, Teddy?
But again, in the NFL, that's
right. Yeah.
No, but
I think it's wrong.
But in the NFL, you would all agree that's like a pick 'em because you're essentially saying usually 2 or 3 points is what it's worth on the road. So they're less than a 2-point dog on the road means they kind of think if this is neutral field, they favor the Bengals.
They're basically saying the Bengals are a better team. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
probably. Yeah.
Browns are not favored on the road week 2 against Jacksonville. They're a 1-point dog there. But again, same thing applies. If this were neutral side or home, they're probably favored. On the road at Philadelphia, 3 points. Again, that Vegas seems to think, money seems to think that the Browns could be right there with the Eagles in that game. The Browns are 1-point dogs at home against the Bengals, which of course makes sense because they play each other. And I said the Bengals are favored in all their games but 3. We told you the 3. Ravens also at Cleveland are 1-point favorites against the Browns. Then you have the other ones here. Steelers on the road. Browns are a 1-point dog there.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. They're obviously a 3-point dog at home against the Chiefs, not on the road. 4-point dogs against the Bengals on the road up or down in Cincinnati. And finally, 4.5-point dogs for the final game of the season, regular season game at Baltimore week 18.
I did notice my guys, the Washington Commanders, on both teams' schedules this year. The Commanders are going to be going to Cincy in week 3. 7.5 points. 7.5. And the Browns going on the road to Washington. Browns are 3-point favorites in that one. You didn't mention that game. That's one they're expected to win.
That's right. Yeah, well, they're favored in 9, underdogs in 8. So trying to keep just looking at the ones where they're not favored because I know that's kind of where people's who are they saying we're going to lose to? And it's like, well, there you go. That's who.
Commanders though going to suck, even though they got Jaden Daniels. Hopefully he's good.
Yeah, you hope
they can start to turn the corner, but
it's
not going to have a lot of expectations for year 1.
I wouldn't blame you for that. I do need your and Teddy's and the listeners' help on this because, we did name that hole yesterday, but this did not happen before Name That Hole, the segment.
All right.
I may have had a little bit of a situation, and I need to know, was I being a bit of a hole?
You?
Yeah, me. This happened last night.
Okay.
So
After
I'm driving
you left work?
Yeah, I'm driving home.
All right.
And I'm driving around Marysville. And I have seen these in the wild a couple times, but they've been at a distance or they've been kind of. There was one I did see. I take it back. I did see one in a drive-through at a McDonald's, but it was up ahead of me, and I was getting my food, and I kind of just glanced and said, "Oh, there's one of these the Cybertrucks,
Cybertruck,
the Tesla Cybertruck." I saw one.
It looks like a space rover, like
it's
driving on the moon or something.
But how am I used to seeing most cars is driving on the road? Right? So that's my best frame of reference is what do they look like on the road near where I am or near other cars. So I'm driving last night on a road I'm very familiar with and coming head on right the other way in 2 lanes of traffic, I see a Cybertruck. And it's the first one I've really seen coming right at me. And so
coming right at me.
They're big. Okay, this just in. They're big. They look like spaceships. They're very bizarre looking.
Coming right at me.
It's not, I will tell you this. The styling is not for me. It's not made for me. I don't prefer the styling, but I get it's a very aggressive idea. It's a very interesting concept for some people.
Oh, come on. I mean, it's the most
absurd looking thing.
It's the most outlandish, absurd looking thing that's ever been put on the road. And that's the whole entire point of it, to be so different from everybody else out there.
So here was what my reaction was, and this is what I need to know from you and Ted, if I was in the right or the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this thing, and the first thought that came to me was, this thing is freaking huge. It's so big. I couldn't believe how monstrous this thing was. It barely fit on the road. And then it's gleaming in the sunlight. It's brilliant stainless steel, right? So it's reflective. And
Are you putting like your hands up because the light's shining off of the hood or something?
But I started just instinctively laughing.
Okay.
Because I'm like, wow, that thing is absurd looking.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, it's insane. And
Giggling at a car.
I'm like, and then I'm having this moment in my head where I'm like, I can't believe I'm seeing one of these things for the first time. This is enormous. And I'm laughing, and I realize I'm kind of laughing and pointing and gesturing at like, oh my gosh, look at this thing. Then I see the guy in the front seat, and I can see his face staring right back at me. And the look on his face is basically saying, what the hell? Like, what are you laughing at? Like, that's the face he's making. I can see he's disgusted with me. And I realized, of course, that's what it looks like I'm doing.
At your car.
I am laughing.
Yeah.
I was laughing at his car, but I wasn't doing it to mock. It was just more out of, I was stunned.
It was a natural reaction. You're driving a Cybertruck, dude.
Yes. It would be
you want everybody to stop and look and have reactions at you. You're not a hole at all, Bone.
I'm just saying. I feel like I was being Teddy.
You gave a reaction. I'm not saying that guy wants the reaction to be laughing or not laughing at him, but just sort of laughing at the fact that I've seen this car up close for the first time.
Am I being a hole because I looked at that and started pointing and laughing? But again, I wasn't doing it to mock the guy. I just was shocked by the car.
Yeah, I don't think you are. I mean, you were just sort of stunned in that moment. It's not like you were intentionally trying to look at this idiot. Or
I'm not. And if you own one of them or if you like those things, I let you live. I'm not saying that. It's just for me, it was just in the moment. I hadn't seen how gigantic they are, and it was surprising to me. So that was my natural reaction, but I felt bad afterward. I thought about it all night. I'm like, man, that guy was just looking at me like, what are you doing? And I thought, yeah, right. That's what I would think. If someone's pointing and laughing at my car, I would probably be like, why are you looking at me? Why are you laughing at me?
No hole. That's excused. Do you think, how many people do you think are listening in a Cybertruck?
I don't know. It's probably got to be someone, right?
No hole.
I mean, if you are, let us know.
How many are out there by now?
I don't know. There's probably a few
thousand.
Maybe there's like a dozen, I would guess. I'm going to just ballpark and say there's a dozen in the Central Ohio area.
Yeah.
I bet it's probably about a dozen.
Like nationwide,
they're starting to get out there a bit. Yeah. So I feel bad if that guy's listening. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at your vehicle. I definitely wasn't laughing at you.
He could be listening.
Well, I'm just telling him. Sorry if that happened. But yeah, I felt bad the rest of the night. I'm like, I just pointed and laughed at this guy's car. But it is absurd looking to me. It's one of the biggest vehicles I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
All right. We'll come back. There is a new professional basketball league starting next year. I'll tell you about it when we come back. It's Hello.
Man Bone.
Start that over. Common Man and T-Bone with Timmy Hall filling in on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
Keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of northbound 270 on the west outer belt at Tuttle Crossing Boulevard. And we've got a slowdown on eastbound 270 on the north outer belt between 315 and 71. This report is sponsored by COSI, Center of Science and Industry. Transport yourself back in time and explore the fascinating and harrowing story of the Titanic's maiden voyage. Don't miss Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, now open at COSI, featuring over 200 authentic artifacts, room recreations, and more. Tickets on sale now. Book your voyage at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Ohio Mulch Landscape Supply. Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and here's to Ohio Mulch celebrating 40 years of making the community a greener and more beautiful place, one garden at a time. Don't miss out on the opportunities to elevate your outdoor space and to be part of a journey towards the next 40 successful years. Check out our promotions online at ohiomulch.com. Ohio Mulch Landscape Supply. Greener, greener, better.
It was a quiet night in Columbus, maybe a little too quiet. Me, Philip Flapper, plumbing detective. I was finishing up for the night when she walked in. Long hair, 2 legs. A couple of arms, a nose, elbows. Pretty standard equipment for this neighborhood. I looked at her, she looked at me, and then we did that thing where we both spoke at the same time. What can I do for you? I'm sorry, that was awkward. We went on to talk about clogs, funny odors, water going down the drain too slow. This is above my pay grade, I told her, and gave her this website, apexpros.com. They're the pros who knows, the kinds of plumbers who don't mind getting their hands dirty. And believe me, what's down those pipes is dirty. Ugh. Call the pros, Apex Pros. And that was it. She walked out of my life, using those legs I told you about earlier.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear from Apex Pros. Apex plumbers are the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Sunday's the time for brunching with your favorite people. And when they don't invite you, listen to us instead. Fan Sports Sunday with Tito and Devere Posey.
Sunday morning starting at 11.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for my crew at Valley Ford of Columbus. Looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle without breaking the bank? Well, it's the Drive America Celebration Sale at Valley Ford, and they have a sweet selection of certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage cars, trucks, and SUVs waiting for you. One of the big keys to Valley's success, satisfied customers like me. Their selection and savings on certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicles is outstanding. Stop in today or shop the selection online right now. Valley takes all the risk out of buying because every certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicle with blue or gold certification features a minimum 139-point inspection. And here's the big one. They're also backed by a 14-day or 1,000-mile money-back guarantee. That's right. They stand behind every one of them with a money-back guarantee. Go online and see them all or get to Valley for a test drive and see and feel the quality. Get the better deal. Get to the Drive America Celebration Sale and keep on trucking at Valley Ford of Columbus. Vehicle must be returned within 14 days or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first from the original sales date and mileage as stated on bill of sale, and returned in same condition as sold. Other restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
You can tweet us at manandbone971. That is the Twitter handle. Tool of the Week coming up 5:34. Maybe I'm the Tool of the Week for laughing at a guy in his Tesla. I wasn't trying to, but it just kind of came out of me. Timmy Hall filling in for Common Man today. So this new basketball league we were talking about, it's WNBA All-Stars are launching a 3-on-3 league. This is Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. They've announced they're going to, I guess, run a 3-on-3 league called Unrivaled. It'll start playing January 2025. It'll feature 6 teams, 5 players, in a compressed full-court style of play. In the news release, they said that it's a commitment to all players to have equity and a vested interest and a higher and try to promise the highest average salary in women's pro sports. That's interesting.
Well,
now the story with women's basketball, Brittany Griner, remember she was in Russia. She got stuck there with the the whatever small amount of marijuana or THC or something that she had. In either case,
and it was trending close to her being imprisoned for the rest of her life.
Yeah. this just in. Russia's prison's not the place you want to get stuck.
No.
Right?
No.
But I remember at that time.
Don't mess around.
A lot of people were questioning, well, what was she doing in Russia? What is she doing over there? What's wrong with her? And it's like, well, that's one of the leagues that pays a lot more money than the WNBA does. And in those leagues are all on the NBA calendar. They're playing over the winter. The WNBA plays over the summer, which is obviously what we're doing now. So a lot of players will play here, make whatever they make here, $100,000 or whatever, which is a good living if you can get it. But then they go over there, and some of them will make upwards of millions of dollars playing in European leagues where it's valued a little bit more. And so that's a little bit of what this effort has been, is to say, all right, players don't necessarily want to go overseas, but they're trying to get what they think they're worth. This 3-on-3 effort would be a way to maybe help offset those costs and allow players to not have to spend their entire offseason in another country playing a ridiculous level of basketball and then come to the WNBA and do it all again.
Yeah, I wonder how something like this is going to perform, because I feel like we've had a number of 3-on-3 leagues. Ice Cube, of course, has his thing. This has become an Olympic sport now. I want to say Robbie Hummel, who's been broadcasting for the longest time, I want to say he was on Team USA and medaled in this, like in the last Olympics.
In the 3-on-3?
In the 3-on-3. Yeah.
Okay.
I
lost track of that. I remember hearing they were doing that, but I lost track of what happened. I should look up this year because I'm sure we're doing it again in this Olympics.
I caught a little bit of it in the last Olympics, and it was interesting. Like it was easier to consume because the games weren't as long, right? And there was some different strategy that, as a basketball guy, I thought was interesting. But I have not caught any of these pro 3-on-3 leagues. I just wonder about oversaturation with, we're creatures of habit when it comes to sports. I think we see that a lot, right? We see that when businessmen and women try to figure out how to make more football available to us. And there's only so much that we could take, right? When you try to make these extra leagues and UFL and XFL and combining them and Alliance of American Football, spring leagues, how does this stuff all perform? Not so well in the end. So I wonder, we've got our college basketball, even women's college basketball, picking up steam, becoming more popular. That's very cool to see. Maybe it translates into the WNBA with some of their stars going to that league now. But I don't know, like with WNBA, NBA, college basketball, women's college basketball, how much room is there for people to take in 3-on-3?
That's a fair point.
I'm probably not going to be watching much of this.
Especially if that's going to be smack in the middle of actual basketball season. Like the Ice Cube one, like you said, is in a part of the year where, other than the WNBA, there is no other pro basketball going on in the U.S.
I've never watched that in my life.
I've watched a few games over the years. Yeah, especially when it first came out.
On that?
I mean, they've got if you watch the NBA in the last 10, 15 years, you definitely know plenty of players on it. There would be guys like, I want to say Steven Jackson played in it for a little bit.
Oh.
Like there's guys.
Lance Stevenson?
You know what? I don't know if Lance, he may have. I don't remember if
Jason Williams, White Chocolate, not Shotgun.
I think he did for a hot second. I know Gary Payton, the first year, Gary Payton coached a team. And that was what I was interested in, was rooting on the glove and his team. But
let's get Sean Kemp out there too. And Detlef Shrimp.
Yeah. See?
Shrimp.
Yeah, there's an F on the end.
Shrimpy.
Yeah, that's right. But sound like Detlef Shrimp a lot of time, the way people said it.
Arvydas Sabonis. Let's get him out.
We're just going to start naming names.
We're just gonna...
Alive? Is Arvydas still with us?
Sabonis?
I hope he is. I hope he is. Yeah.
Sure. I got to watch Domantas play ball. Domantas. Domantas.
Yeah.
Domantas
Sabonis. Yeah.
Domantas Sabonis.
What I know is this: the 3-on-3 thing, the WNBA, or this women's 3-on-3 league that they're doing, the investor list gives you, if you're rooting for this thing to be successful, it should give you hope, because it has
Melo,
Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, Gino Auriemma, UConn women's basketball coach, of course, Steve Nash, Melo, like you said, Michelle Wee West, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis. I'm guessing if Ashton Kutcher's involved, maybe Mila Kunis is too. The point is, that's not all. That's just some of the celebrities that are involved in investing in this. And they also have the guy who used to run ESPN, John Skipper, who now runs Dan Le Batard's media company, Meadowlark Media. He's going to negotiate their TV deal.
So there's going to be no showers at this league if Kutcher and Kunis.
They
you just got to throw your tracksuits back on and get out. No showering.
Who needs to shower? Right? You just let your body naturally cleanse itself. That's what they believe in.
Yes.
Yeah. So
want those pores to It's like a cast iron skillet. Just stay seasoned.
Yeah, it's
going to help the next time.
Can't use soap. You don't want to use that.
No.
You're going to ruin it.
A little water. That's it. You want to stay seasoned.
You just run around outside in the rain for 5 minutes and you're good. That's all you have to do. So, all right. I don't know. I mean, again, I will, in theory, this sounds like something I would watch. But like you said, I'm also going to be watching women's college basketball. I'm going to be watching men's college basketball, the NBA. There's a lot of things going on at that time. So I hope it finds its space and I hope it succeeds. We'll find out. Take a break. We come back. We know who's going to be featured on this season of Hard Knocks. We'll talk about that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
We've got a 30-minute slowdown due to a crash blocking 3 lanes on eastbound 670 at Cleveland Avenue. It's slow from 315. And we also have a delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Association of County Behavioral Health Authorities. Sometimes life can be overwhelming. Crisis Text Line can help. If you are struggling and feel like you can't talk to anyone about it, text 4HOPE to 741-741. Free confidential support. Crisis Text Line. Text 4HOPE to 741-741 now. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from the other window place.
Wilson, what's with the magic wand?
I'm trying to make our screens do that vanishing thingy yours do.
You mean the disappearing roll screens? Where the screen is there if you want it, or retracts and disappears if you don't?
Yeah, now, is that done with real magic?
No, it's not.
So I should probably take back the wizard's robe.
Yeah, I would. Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Every shot, every goal, ESPN Bet has fans covered for the biggest moments on the road to the championship. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find special offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities throughout the playoffs. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Spring is a season full of new life and new opportunities to celebrate. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Anniversaries, new babies, graduations, plus everything in between, discover the perfect gift for every occasion. Visit us at the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center.
This offer is only available at Reichert Ford. 0% financing for 72 months on every 2023 Ford F-150 in stock. Take advantage of Reichert's rate before it's too late. Lock in your 0% rate and take a new truck home today. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
See dealer for details. N6324.
Exclusively at Reichert Ford. 0% for 72 months is now available on every new 23 F-150 in stock. Hundreds of trucks at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. The crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Celebrate 30 years of family fun at the Wilds. Book a cabin stay and a zipline adventure over animal pastures. This is family fun. This is the Wilds. Visit thewilds.org and make memories together.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Open your door to a gorgeous Nature Stone garage floor. This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone. This month only save up to 50% during their May is for Moms sales event. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. The Memorial Tournament, which starts next week in Muirfield Village, announced today commitments from Ludwig Oberg, Tom Kim, and five-time tour winner Sam Burns. Second round of the Women's U.S. Open in Lancaster, PA. It's Winchani Machai, who has the lead at 4 under, 3 ahead of the rest of the field. Robert McIntyre at -10 leads the second round of the PGA Canadian Open in Hamilton, Ontario. Baseball today, 6th inning in Chicago. The Cincinnati Reds trail the Cubs 3-2. Cleveland Guardians begin a series at home with the Washington Nationals tonight. Cleveland presently a 3-game lead in the AL Central. Columbus Clippers at home with Lehigh Valley, and the NHL playoffs continue tonight. Edmonton and Dallas in Game 5 of the Western Finals. That series tied to 2-2. This update brought to you by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only thing scarier than Bone's analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Tool of the Week Friday. Hope you're having a good one. Timmy Hall is joining me. Common Man is out today. Jen Winters is in. We're going to talk about Hard Knocks. She decided to join us as well. Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm glad you came in.
I like being here. You guys are my buddies.
Well,
Jen Bone.
Jen is always in the chat on YouTube. You can follow us at YouTube. Wherever you just look for 971 The Fan, you'll find it. She's always in that live stream chat. But Timmy, you brought in something that I guess would be good if you're on YouTube. You can see this thing.
I don't know.
And you know
All
what?
right.
I had not looked in the fridge much this week. I had forgotten about this.
But
and
you
I'm
looked
glad
in the freezer, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was in the freezer, and I had seen it I had only opened that once this week, and I saw this a couple days ago and thought, well, wonder what that is, and then forgot all about it till just now.
This has been in the freezer, I'm going to say, since last week. And that's how stuff goes at the Fan, right? People put stuff in the fridge. People put stuff in the freezer, and then it stays in there until it actually decomposes. Well, right?
So what Timmy,
or Heather or Max will come and clean it out because we're all sick degenerates and we can't clean for ourselves.
What Timmy has in his hand
is
a giant,
massive bone.
I mean, this thing is at least 18 inches long, what Timmy's holding. Again, phrases he's heard often.
Look, we're
all aware of the jokes.
It's got a bunch of foil on the top, so whoever's bone this might be, if you're listening and we're talking about it, I'm not touching the meat part.
Right, it
you're
looks
still
like
going to do anything with this
like
or put this in a soup.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like a giant tomahawk. Like, you know, those big tomahawk steak type of things.
Yeah.
It looks like someone, because the end of that looks like, I've seen people brand these things now with, like, you can get your company's logo in the bone, that then when you grill it up, it's like it chars and it looks kind of cool.
You know what? This is a prototype for the bone, the T-bone.
Right.
And we're going to sell those online.
Timmy is hitting his computer screen with his fake, whatever, I don't know what this bone is. Now, Timmy,
hitting Jen with the bone.
The thing is massive.
Again, it's at least an 18-inch bone, is what we're saying. Why are you hitting Jen with a bone? Stop doing that.
Because I'm wearing my Steelers shirt.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're wearing black and gold at least, so we'll take it.
It ain't no lamb chop fish.
No, it's huge.
It ain't no lamb chop.
No, that's no lamb chop. That lamb has to be mutant.
The problem is, I don't know what this thing is. I don't know why it's in here.
How did it make its way? I just don't, we will sometimes save
stories.
We'll save the ham bone, and we'll put the ham bone in the freezer, and it'll stay there for 9 months, and then we'll throw it away.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll never make the soup with the ham bone from the spiral. But I've never brought my ham bone to work.
Well, this thing, you know what it actually looks like? We've had a toenail in here that was here, and we all freaked out about it. It looks like a giant, I don't even know, like a brontosaurus toenail is what this thing looks like.
Fred Flintstone.
It's curved.
It's what knocked Fred Flintstone's car over in the credits of the Flintstones.
Teddy, do you have any working theories on why this bone is in here?
I have no idea, unless we had some kind of a big dinner here and somebody was like, I'll take this and I'll just keep it and put it in the freezer and then take it home with me. But I don't know.
Dinosaur ribs?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are we eating a velociraptor?
No. It looks like it's even too big, I would say, to be like a rib of a deer. I mean, unless you have like a moose around, maybe it's a rib of a moose or something. Like it's
was Schlegel here? Maybe.
That's a good theory. The only person I know at this station who actively is pursuing game and will rip it apart with his bare hands is Anthony Schlegel, but he is often not in studio. He's often calling in when he's on Morning Juice.
All right. I mean, we know there's different styles, different types of ribs, right? From different cuts, different animals. We go in halvesies on a cow with our neighbors.
Yeah.
Sadly, the Steeler fan neighbors. You'd like them, Jen. So I have one of the last cuts is beef ribs. They're bigger, right?
Yes.
They're not half as big as this
I know,
bone.
yeah. And that's a cow.
They're
insane.
big.
That's a cow.
That's a cow. Like, so what is this, a megaton buck?
Maybe they were going to take it down to COSI and see if like the scientists at COSI can help.
I have to believe
with, like carbon dating or something.
It's got to be.
Is this one of Jeff Rimmer's bones?
Yeah, it's actually from Jurassic
World.
World.
His 1849 expedition to the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing honestly, it's half of it is wrapped in foil, which is the other part we should mention for the radio listeners.
The DNA.
Like, it is half wrapped in foil, so perhaps on the other end of this that we can't see, there is meat on that bone, and they're saving it for some occasion where they're going to, like you said, maybe put it in a stew or something and get some of that tender beef off of there. I have no idea what they're trying to do.
Some of that beefy goodness flavoring. You ain't eating that. You ain't eating what's on the edge of that.
Well, why is it? Yeah.
I want to open it up and see.
What if it's a hoof? You know, it's frozen. God. What if that's not how a leg would be. There's no way.
I want to open it up and look, but I'm not going to because it's not mine. It's got to
be.
Ours.
Yeah, it's got to be rib. That can't be like a leg with a hoof on it, right? That's not what this is.
I hope they don't mind me manhandling the rib because this is the holding end, obviously. Yeah. The person who owns the rib is going to put their hand on this part of the
All right, hold it up again for the camera so people can see it one more time. You can go to the YouTube stream. If you didn't see it live, you can go watch it later on YouTube. But yeah, like this is, if you have working theories, I'd love to know what the chat thinks about this because I have no idea.
Weirdest thing I've ever seen at work.
Yeah, this is, and again, Mike is supposedly on vacation this week. He's the only other person here who I would assume is preserving flesh of some kind for later consumption.
But he would remember to take it home.
Well, he would never be so careless with any human remains that he's trying to enjoy. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go. So check all that out and see it. I don't know what the hell that thing is. Why it's in our freezer. Why is it there?
You know that there were 2 boxes of peaches that were left here at the front desk?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did someone have them like someone was getting them either delivered for themselves or maybe a listener or a viewer because we work with 10
there
TV.
There are 2 boxes of peaches sitting in the vestibule in the front lobby, and I was walking out and I was like,
vestibule?
I don't know.
That's a big word. That's right, though. It is a vestibule.
It is a vestibule, and it's really hot in there, too.
So that's just today?
That's today. I just saw it. I was like, why are there peaches here?
Well, let's hope they don't stay all weekend. Boy, that would be something if you come back on Monday. It's like, where are my peaches? It's like, bad news. There's a lot of peach jam and marmalade just all over the place.
It's peach goo.
No, thank you.
We can make it into a natural shake for you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's already in smoothie form, so just enjoy.
I see. I can't find I don't know where Mike keeps all the sound, but Hubert has a good suggestion. He says that's a Flacco My Cracko, and that's right. Here we go.
Flacco My Cracko.
That's what this bone is. For lack of a better term, it's a Flacco My Cracko. So most of you probably know this if you've missed it. The news on Hard Knocks. We now know who's going to be in the spotlight this offseason, featured on the HBO show. That will be the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah,
I love that.
You a big fan of that?
I love Hard Knocks. I still have not committed myself to the one in season because I think that's I don't know. I just can't get into that yet. But the one preseason is so fun. So yes, I hands down will watch it, especially with Caleb Williams. Are you kidding?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Usually you don't get the rookie quarterback. I mean, I know they want drama like that, but I know also when there's a coaching change or there's things like that, sometimes that can be a reason why you don't get on Hard Knocks. Having a rookie quarterback, though, is not one of those reasons, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that and Eberflus. Like, I still can't believe that Eberflus is the actual coach of the Chicago Bears going into the season when they had another number 1 pick. And no, I'm just excited because I think it's going to be kind of chaotic, and I'm excited for it.
Still down on Hard Knocks, huh?
What do you mean down on Hard Knocks?
Like it. Enjoy it.
Oh yes.
Ready to watch it.
That's what the kids say. I'm down with Hard Knocks.
I'm down. Let's get down.
Like down with the sickness.
Let's
is what you're
climb
saying.
that
You're
rock,
disturbed.
baby.
You're down with the sickness. Yeah, that's what Timmy's saying. He's down with the hard knocks.
I thought you knew I was cool, Bone. I thought you knew I was big.
Oh, no, now I know you're down, Timmy. I didn't know you were down.
I'm like the cool youth group pastor.
You're down
for a second, man.
Yeah. Let's wrap.
Let's
turn my hat backwards and talk to you about my friend.
Sit on a chair backwards.
Exactly right.
AC Slater with my stonewashed jeans. Yes.
Wear that jacket that you wore a couple days ago.
We were just talking about if the WNBA 3-on-3 thing is going to succeed, and it's not about the product. What I was saying for me, it's just about time to watch another one of these things. I said we're creatures of habit, and we have all these sports that we're fans of that we watch. It takes time to do it, right? We still to maybe hit a show on Netflix or something like that. It takes time.
We know we are not watching broadcast television.
Right. We're not watching that.
Apparently not.
We know that. But I did enjoy Hard Knocks when it had its day. And I guess it's still having its day because it's doing well enough to where they keep producing it. They keep putting it on. The NFL cares about it. I'm just saying I haven't been locked into this show for a very, very long time now. And I do think it's unique. I thought when it started, I think it was the Ravens, and they had a great cast of characters. It was Shannon Sharp and Tony Siragusa. It was Shannon the whole entire series just going, Goose,
R.I.P.
Goose, where are you, Goose?
R.I.P. Goose.
It was just him saying Goose.
I will say, that season of Hard Knocks,
really good.
I now remember this from training camp. They had the talent show, and that is where one of the rookies, I forget who it was doing an impression of Shannon. And that was the whole impression where he's like,
going, Goose, Goose, where's Goose?
Yeah, and it was just, it was, and Shannon's in the back losing his mind, laughing at it.
And Brian Billick would have been their head coach. And he was a good follow. He was a good soundbite. And then, a couple of seasons after, I know Bobby Carpenter had his day on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
On a Cowboys edition. I want to say maybe Dave Campo was the coach.
Wow. That does go back a ways. I would forget. Bobby obviously would know who was his coach back then. I don't remember.
He should know. Maybe it was a Bill Parcells season. I think he
played for Parcells. He's talked about that.
Yeah, so that might have been a different one.
The Jets season with Rex Ryan, I think, is classic. I mean, you've got the whole foot fetish thing.
Well, I was going to say, did he do a lot of toe sucking on the actual broadcast, or was it more off camera where you just heard it? Because that's what I just enjoyed
in that Hard Knocks. That was fully separate,
it was
right?
Separate,
That'd
but
be
it was
the only
funny.
reason to watch it.
But no, it was still good though because he was Rex Ryan, and he, end by saying, "Let's go get a GD snack after each meeting."
That's right,
GD snack.
And then Rob Ryan showed up with a van full of pizza boxes. We're like, "Get in, losers! We're going to Dallas." And it's just like, all right. By the way, people in the YouTube chat are saying that Timmy should suck wrong. Whoa. My bad. I misread it.
Okay.
Pause. Rewind.
You're talking about toe sucking back there.
I was. That's what got me off.
Yeah.
Of the track. Got me off track.
Okay,
got me off track. Let me finish the sentence.
Cut that up.
Apparently, 3, 2, 1. All right. People on the YouTube chat are saying Timmy should smell the bone. That's what they want you to do.
It's frozen though, isn't it?
Well, Timmy doesn't have a smell. I'll smell it. If you don't want to smell it, just give me the bone. I'll smell it.
I'll smell it like Molly Shannon smelling her hands.
It's gross.
Oh, God. It's got a scent.
Well, what's the scent?
It smells like meat.
Okay, so it's clearly like someone brought it in for meat purposes.
Smoky meat.
It smells like smoke. Okay, so this confirms someone has brought in food and frozen it. That's all this is.
Why?
But I don't know why. It's been sitting there all week.
Who done it?
We got to find out.
Who done it?
We'll get to the bottom of it, or we won't. Or we'll forget this even happened. But in either case, we'll do our best. We'll try to figure it out. Jen, thank you for stopping in.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Take your bone with you, Jen.
That's not mine.
I like how Jen's going to be like, I don't know who did that. And then we just see her later in her car just walking out with this giant bone like, whoop, tee-hee, grilling this up tomorrow. Charles Barkley, is he going to join ESPN? We'll tell you what he said next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
There's a disabled vehicle that's blocking the right center lane and causing a 10-minute slowdown on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt at Westerville. And watch out for an accident on West Broad Street at Wilson Road. This report is sponsored by COSI, Center of Science and Industry. Transport yourself back in time and explore the fascinating and harrowing story of the Titanic's maiden voyage. Don't miss Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, now open at COSI, featuring over 200 authentic artifacts, room recreations, and more. Tickets on sale now. Book your voyage at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just a slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Rothman and Ice.
Never the biggest clam chowder guy, man. What? Look, Old Bay on the top. Like Old Bay in Baltimore. Like you have your own section of the kitchen that just is full of Old Bay when you grow up in Baltimore.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
And right now, 80% lean ground beef in 3-pound rolls is on sale for just $3.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Not wearing your seatbelt could cost you a ticket or your life. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A great end of the day on this Friday. Temperatures in the mid-70s, plenty of sunshine and light winds. Overnight, we'll fall back down to around 50 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And after a cool start, a pleasant finish on Saturday. Partly sunny with highs in the low 80s. Any showers or storms holding off until Saturday night. With your Doppler 10 forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Welcome in. Hope your Friday is going well. Timmy Hall is filling in for Common Man today. I am T-Bone. But don't worry, Common Man will be back on Monday. And when he is, we'll probably both do what we always like to do. Whenever we want to do our banging, we go to our spot for that, and that is the Hollywood Casino Columbus Sportsbook, right there in the middle of Hollywood Casino Columbus. 12,000 square feet of gambling action, all that you could want. You can go live in-person bet with a real person there taking your wager, giving you the betting slip, or you can do it incognito, where you just go to the little kiosk and you just walk up. You don't have to talk to a human. You can place your wager there. But they've got all the TVs, all the food and drink you want. It's excellent. It is the spot to watch your favorite games. And, of course, place your wagers if you so choose. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Timmy, we were just talking about the bone.
We know what it is.
The frozen bone in our freezer. It is at least 18 inches of solid beef bone, we believe. But we don't know why it's there. It had a little foil on the end of it where the meat probably is. We didn't open it up to look.
Goes.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
What was the suggestion that we saw in the break that we think maybe has solved the case?
It's got to be it, but Hubert said it's for a dog is the first thing that makes sense, I think. I bet Bobby brought it in for Beam's dog, Theo. That could be right on point.
Yeah.
It is, like you said, it is a tomahawk steak bone.
That's got to be what that is.
It is for sure a tomahawk steak bone. If you Google up a tomahawk bone, tomahawk steak, it is exactly it. Exactly.
Yep. It's got the curve on it.
It's got the
curvature meat is on the end.
Yep.
But it's not as, I mean,
where
again,
the foil is.
It's not the shape of there's not as much meat as would be on a regular, like a full tomahawk steak. So no one brought in a full steak. This is clearly one that's been cooked and eaten off of, and now the bone is left over.
Oh, yeah.
But that's perfect for a dog. The dog would love it.
There's probably little frays of the meat on the top where the foil was.
Well, you know what the dog wants. Wants to get in there and get some of that marrow.
All of it.
Wants to get in there.
He would eat the whole thing, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah. I know my dog would. Yeah.
He'd kind of saw it off day by day.
Yep. That's exactly. I bet you that's what it is. And I bet this is now what, with the internet theory there, I think what has happened, I can deduce. Is that...
Oh, you will deduce?
Well, I'm going to guess Bobby Carpenter brought that in for Beamer because they work together. And Bobby's the type of guy who would have like 8 tomahawks for a get-together. He would have like a big, pile of meat for any type of gathering. I could see that happening.
Him and AJ Hawk probably spend Friday nights just holding the bone,
holding tomahawks
and eating a tomahawk
toasting each other.
Off of it.
No forks or knives involved, just like cavemen.
Beer in one hand, like a Gusto German lager, like 32 ounces, like Thor in one hand.
It would only,
and then tomahawk steak in the other hand, and they toast both of them. They eat them. They gnaw on them.
That's right.
They save the bones.
But I bet you he brought it in for his buddy Beam. And then Beam promptly, being a father of like a 1.5-year-old,
Beam
left every day this week and forgot about it and didn't take it home. So that's probably what this is.
Nor will he ever remember to take it home.
Well, maybe now he will. Tweet at Beam and say, I think you left your bone in the freezer. Maybe that'll help him remember.
This also makes me feel a certain type of way. Every time I bring Beam little golf gifties back from places I've been, they just stay in the exact spot on his desk.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
They don't move. I will sometimes tell him this if you want to. I'll like wander into that cubicle if I'm talking to Matty Ice or something, and then I'll turn around. I'll see Beam's desk, and I'll be like, there's that boxed logo ball that I brought him back from Scotland in 2022 in the summer. It hasn't even been, it's a logo ball that actually is in its individual box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just one golf ball in a tiny box. It's still in there. And the ball mark is still sitting right there.
That's you got to take that home.
I mean,
it's especially now, even if you're going to take it home
and buy a trophy case for it or anything. Maybe like move it around.
Yeah. Just show that you've like looked at it and appreciated it.
Show that you care, Beam.
So there's something on
me.
Beam's desk right now that I got him like a year or two ago. It's just a goof. I was in the gas station and I saw that Lionel Messi, they had branded Lionel Messi Doritos with like, or Lay's or one of the, chip brands.
Okay.
They had, they just had him like on the bag and it said the GOAT. It was like a special flavor for him for around the World Cup. And I brought it in because we do the soccer podcast together, Bone and Beam United. And I was like, here you go, some Lionel Messi chips for you. And they have sat there ever since. I figured he would have eaten them or thrown them away, but no, the bag is there. It is just sitting there
right now?
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet we can go find it on the break. You can see if it's still there. I guarantee you it is.
I'll show you the logo ball.
Okay, great. We'll go look at the. So be like archaeologists, and now on Brandon Beam's desk. It's actually Bobby's desk is the same way. All of Bobby's stuff, like if you bring him something, guarantee it is on that desk. Like neither of those guys, I think, ever take stuff off their desk.
Does Beam ever sit at his desk?
Yes, Beam's at his desk all the time. I see him
the time?
anytime I come in. I see him in the mornings. His laptop's there. He's there.
Okay, but he doesn't have a lot of trinkets, does he?
Who, Beamer?
Yeah. Does he have a lot of stuff in his desk area, or is it
just that bag? Like he has
like
the
if
bag.
he gets fired tomorrow, like he's gone in like 6 minutes, like cleaning out the desk.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I've tried to like we used to have offices, and that was a lot.
I forgot
because
all about that.
when we got here and buddied up with 10 TV, folks might know this. We were down on the Brewery District.
Yeah.
In the Brewery District. We were right on Front Street by that Kroger marketplace down there. And so a lot of us had offices, some of us shared offices, but either way, we had a room, and then these rooms had big, huge closets. Like they had almost metallic armoires. So I would keep clothes in there. Stuff would accumulate.
Yeah.
And you had drawers and a big, huge, like, chest of drawers thing. All that, like, stupid gray metallic stuff, right, that matched.
Yes. Now
and
we
so
just have our little cubes.
We have the cube. That's it.
Nothing. They can't accumulate much there.
Right. And I've always tried to keep my stuff organized and cleaned out. So if anything happened, it'd be, like, over in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just throw it into a bag or a box and you're done, but not with those offices.
By the way, Charles Barkley, not saying that he's gone yet, but next year is the last year for Inside the NBA. They've got one season left. They signed off yesterday from that show and said, kind of an uncertain, like, well, see you next year, we think. But with the NBA contract running out next year, TNT may be out of the picture. Looks like they're possibly not going to be involved. NBC seems to be a player. So if that happens, then what will happen to that show? We don't know.
Right. That's what everybody's talking about.
Barkley was on the Sports Illustrated Media podcast. Glad they still have time to do that with Jimmy Traina. And he said about going to ESPN, he would be interested in doing it, but said this, quote, "They're not going to work me like a dog. ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes. I mean, hell no. As much as I love ESPN, I just turned 61. The notion that I'm going to be working like a dog into my mid-60s, that's definitely not going to happen."
I love that. I love that out of him. Why would I? Why would
he
I?
doesn't have to.
I'll do the stuff that I want to do. I'm not going to be like one of those, dudes on ESPN that's working every single day part. And I swear they have some guys that might like to be on the air that much.
Yeah.
Like, how much stuff is Stephen A. Smith doing these days?
Oh, dude. Well, he does
on the NBA
he does all
coverage.
the NBA stuff. He has
does
his own
a radio show. He does First Take.
Yeah, but
why? You're making so much money.
Him and Skip Bayless are the same in that way where those guys can all, whatever they would want to complain about, or I don't think they do this, but they're the type of guys where I feel like if you are in their life and you have a special day coming up, they're like, hey, that's great. It is unfortunately Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I will not be there, and I'm not going to really be sad about missing it. You know what I mean? They're locked in on that. Now, Barkley seems like a guy who he will be there for the stuff he has to be, but he's not picking out like a radio show to do. He's not doing 18 other things. And I don't blame him. He doesn't have to.
It's also becoming a bit animus with like EJ and Kenny and Charles about just Charles doing media about this. Ernie apparently kind of, which sounds crazy because he's such a mild-mannered dude and everybody loves him, and I still love him, but he apparently kind of scolded, and we don't know all the details, but a New York Times reporter was trying to get an interview with Chuck because Chuck agreed to do it, and Ernie kind of scolded her a little bit, but,
you got to do what you got to do.
Most people are saying, hey, he should be mad at Chuck, if anybody. She's just doing her job.
Yeah.
He's agreed to do an interview.
Yeah, I don't think he should be
She's
mad
going to
at
get an interview.
reporter, but I understand if he's frustrated about the situation.
And I think he probably just frustrated and said, hey, the company didn't clear this, or like TNT did not clear this. It's like, well, Chuck did.
Yeah, right. That's what he's doing.
Not interviewing TNT.
Yeah, exactly
interviewing
right.
Charles Barkley.
He's a human. You can interview him. That's right.
He says yes.
Fat Boy Food Tip is coming up next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
You're going to hit a 15-minute delay due to a crash blocking the left lane on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt after Cemetery Road. And you should know that eastbound 670's off-ramp to Cleveland Avenue is closed, causing a 15-minute delay there. This report is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Common Man here. Let me tell you about my new friends, Sell for 1% Realtors. This is a new company for me. They were interested in working with me, so they went for a CAT scan. When that passed, I needed to meet the family to see what they were all about, if they were a good fit. And when I say meet the family, I mean it. Sell for 1% is totally family run right here in Columbus. The premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your house for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. And they do everything you'd expect from the 6% people. This is full service, not a discount service. Here's how they do it. Technology has made the realtor's job easier, from taking photos to signing documents on your phone, but their prices have remained the same, even though the realtor's not putting in the same time they used to. Sell for 1% passes the savings on to you because they know you're going to be impressed with the service and then tell people about it. On average, customers save over $10,000 in commissions. I didn't know about these guys 10 years ago. Don't be stupid like me and pay more than you have to. If you're selling, give my guys a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We save our customers tons of money and frustration by simply inspecting their sewer, water, and drain lines with our high-tech cameras before there's a problem. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at carpentercolumbus.com.
How can you reach your weight loss goals by the 4th? Simple. Make a Bacon 180 with Awaken 180. Bacon's on the table. Burgers, lobsters, you name it. Don't sacrifice the summer avoiding what you love. Make a Bacon 180 at awaken180weightloss.com.
Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply.
Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and here's to Ohio Mulch celebrating 40 years of making the community a greener and more beautiful place, one garden at a time. Don't miss out on the opportunities to elevate your outdoor space and to be part of a journey towards the next 40 successful years. Check out our promotions online at ohiomulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply. Cleaner, greener, better.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall filling in for Common Man. Happy Friday to you. Beautiful Friday. My gosh. God, can you imagine if you traveled to Florida to try to get some sun and then you found out here was actually where all the nice weather was and Florida was where it was just hot and humid and gross?
It's only 88 in Orlando today.
Couldn't be us, Timmy.
Not us.
Couldn't be you, Panama Ted.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we're just here enjoying ourselves. A lot of fun.
Very beautiful. Very nice.
Love the weather today.
Yeah, we could have the windows open too.
You know what?
That's perfect weather,
Teddy,
right?
we should crack the windows in the studio because Mike usually doesn't like them open, but I say the hell with it. Let's open the windows up. Oh, right. We don't have any.
He didn't really need windows in his house, does he?
No. For the views, but no, he doesn't put screens in them. No, he never opens his windows.
Well, he should get like skyscraper windows.
What are those? Oh,
ones that don't open. Just window.
That's glass. A really dumb question. I literally thought you were stylistically talking about like cathedral or it's like some other name. And
Gothic
like,
windows.
No, it's the kind they put in tall buildings so people can't like fall out of them.
Just glass. There's no hinges or buttons or
you know what?
Openings.
I'm guessing knowing him, he probably looked into it when they got that place, probably said, can we do this? And if not, because of some building code or something, he probably at least thought about, well, should I just do it anyway?
And I'm sure like there's some spots where people do have windows that don't have any openings. If it's like a big fancy bay window or if it's something that's elevated on one of the walls, right?
Right.
That's purely just designed to let the sun shine in. But then it might get too hot. See, my parents, they lived in this apartment after they sold their place before they moved out here to Ohio. They were in this town called Culpeper, Virginia. Out in the middle of nowhere in Virginia.
All right.
And their entire span of the apartment was just glass. You know what I mean?
Really?
And it was so hot in there.
Yeah, that's right.
So hot.
That's what happens.
Because they had the setting sun, which is worse than the rising sun for like making it hot in there.
It looks
just
great.
Burned into their apartment from like 5 to 8 o'clock.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a part of our neighborhood where like all the houses on one side of the street face the west.
Right.
And then there's the other half of the street where it's the backs of the houses are to the west. So if your patio is on that side, going over to those houses.
House is now.
Yeah.
Which makes it tough for enjoying your place in the evening.
It's crazy.
We had neighbors, I told this story many times, we had neighbors that are behind us that when they moved in and bought the place, their first order of business was to chop down about 320 feet of white pines. It was beautiful. Couldn't see that house. Never thought of that house.
And they
private
decided
screen. I mean, it was like a death in the family when those trees went down.
Why would you do that?
It was rough. It was rough.
Wouldn't everybody love to have just like a bunch of trees that you can't know and then you have to worry about anybody else looking in there?
5 or 6 30 to 40 foot tall white pines.
I guess if you're worried about storms blowing them over on your house, that could be a thing. But otherwise,
there were some power line excuses and things like that, but seemed to be fine. They kind of trim and do whatever they got to do around the power lines if they must, but yeah, and now it's just so hot. Like grilling is tough because of the temp and all that.
Timmy, you know what I say about those people?
Sea-hole.
Yeah, not the right day, but that's it. Tool of the week coming up in a few moments. Right now, we're going to do Fat Boy Food Tip.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
All right. So today, here's what we have. I have a Fat Boy Food Tip that we just experienced in person here in the station. I have a Fat Boy Food Tip from a listener. And then I have an update on yesterday's Fat Boy Food Tip on a story we've been covering for literally weeks. And I have an update. So where do you want to start? Let's start with what we just had, Timmy.
Yeah, we just had a snack.
Tell people what you brought in that we just ate in the last couple of commercial breaks.
All right, so I honestly did not know much about this ice cream sandwich until you stopped by that freezer section in Sam's Club. Okay. Maybe they have these in Costco as well, but part of the good thing about the big box stores is that you don't have as many things to choose from, but the selections that they do have, there are lots of it. So they got a smallish ice cream section, and they have these ice cream sandwiches called Fat Boys.
Dude.
The original Fat Boy. And basically it's a square ice cream sandwich. It's about the size of a Klondike bar, but a little thicker, like the shape of a Klondike bar. And it's just your basic chocolate cookie on the outside and pure, does it say French vanilla?
I think you're right.
French vanilla on the inside, and they are just
it's
thick and good.
It says premium vanilla is what it says here.
Yeah.
They make, so I'm on their website. Fat Boy is just what it says. They're awesome. Like, they taste awesome, but they are, it's a huge ice cream bar in a square. It's probably the same amount as like a regular ice cream bar or ice cream sandwich. I mean, it's just compacted a bit and thicker because it's not as long. It's not a rectangle, it's a square. But yeah, these look very good. Apparently founded in 1925, Casper's Ice Cream is the company that started making these.
Okay, is this the Utah spot?
I don't know. It just says Fat Boy right here. I'm on the website. They say they make 500,000 of them per day, and they've been making ice cream for over almost 100 years. So,
oh wow, okay, yeah. This is a place from Richmond, Utah, northern Utah.
Okay,
is where this company is from.
They're delicious.
I know that when I took a visit to Utah State University, they're a big agricultural school, and they make their own ice cream on campus there too, which has to be pretty close to where Richmond is.
That's a great
part
idea.
Of the state.
I love that. Speaking of ice cream and frosted treats, Callie, one of our listeners who actually listens online in Georgia, she's a big Braves fan, so she can go to hell. But also, she's a big fan of the food and last year she brought us delicious cookies. She brought them in tins. She makes cookies for people.
That was her.
Yes, that's Callie.
Okay,
so
just
Callie
brought
listens
in all those wonderful cookies. Wow, thank you, Callie.
She said, I'm behind on the podcast, so apologies if you've already discussed this, but if not, I had to make sure you knew. And it is a picture of a new item at DQ. It is called the Cookie Monster Dipped Cone. You know they love to dip the cones there with a little candy shell. This is a cookies and cream pieces in the dip. It looks like it's blue, this dip, which I mean kind of to me reminds me of Cookie Monster, that's what it's called. But man,
it's got a cool look to it.
Cookies and cream in the shell. Uh-huh. What a great idea. So I know our guy Mike Todd.
In the candied shell.
He, of course, our guy Mike Todd is a DQ man himself. So I expect that we will find out more. We will get all the expertise that we need on this. But yes, I will be seeking this one out. I will do some intel and I will report back because that looks awesome.
Is there a confetti cake dip too?
I think so. They're doing a lot of different things with that. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of different ideas at DQ. They're kind of innovative when it comes to this stuff.
Taste and texture.
Here's the last thing, and I got to go quick because we're up against it. But Taco Bell, I told you, the Cheez-It, the giant Cheez-It has made its way to Taco Bell. You can get it as a tostada with a bunch of toppings on it, or you can get it in the Crunchwrap Supreme, which last night on the way home, that is what I did. I tried this thing with the big Cheez-It instead of a tostada inside. I'll tell you, it's very good. It is not, I think it is not the same as getting the Crunchwrap Supreme normally. It is a little bit different texture. And the first few bites, I got a big amount of Cheez-It flavor hitting me in the mouth. What I think happened was the nacho cheese and the sour cream in there, it kind of, after the first few bites, that took over. The sauce from the beef, you know how the beef is simmering.
It's marinated and all
that. Yeah. I think all those kind of flavors overpowered the cheese. Cheese is a great flavor on its own, but when you put it in with all that stuff, it's hard for it to stand out. So after the first few bites, I kind of didn't taste it. But I have found people have been sending me this, and I thank all of you who tweeted it to me. Apparently, you can't just order the giant Cheez-It by itself.
Just get the big cracker.
So over the weekend, that may happen, and I'll continue my saga of reporting on the Cheez-It at Taco Bell.
I probably would have done it your way too and wanted the Crunchwrap Supreme. You get like the soft shell wrapped around, so you get the soft and the crunch, and
I love a Crunchwrap Supreme.
It's encased. You know, the tostada, you can't really do that in the car.
That's right.
Tostada, you kind of have to like pick it up and hold it, you know, Mexican pizza style type of thing.
I'm pretty sure, someone was telling me about this. There is a restaurant here locally that has basically said, yeah, we're not that restaurant, but we make more or less crunch wraps, but they do a whole bunch of different flavors. I got to go try it. I'll find it out and tweet about it at Degenerate T-Bone, whatever my Twitter handle is.
At your Twitter handle.
How could I forget it? Of course. All right, come back. What's the latest on Deshaun Watson's shoulder recovery? We'll tell you next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
Watch for an accident that's blocking the right lane on eastbound 270 on the south outer belt before 23, a 5-minute delay there, and you're going to hit a 10-minute slowdown on southbound 71 on the north side between Morse Road and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
The Columbus Gun Show at the Ohio Expo Center this weekend. Everything you need for the shooting sports and self-defense. Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4. Coupon and more info at cegunshows.com.
We go to war for you.
At Schroeder Trial Attorneys, we don't back down.
Accident?
Call us today at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com for a free consultation. Results matter because we go to war for you. warforyou.com.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Bishop and Friends.
Is there any actual empirical evidence that bulking up and being heavier makes you more durable? I pretty much broke my foot when I was fat, so
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just a slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. No filler guests, no intelligence, and most of the time, no sports. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall filling in for Common Man today. Tool of the week coming up 5:34. You can tweet us your tools at manandbone971. And it looks like we got a couple updates on some things we were mentioning before we get into Deshaun Watson, which I will avoid as much as I can. But, Timmy, we found out that the place I was mentioning that does the crunch wrap type of foodstuffs here in town, Crunchworks is the name of that place. So
okay,
if you're not familiar, you can check it out.
Crunchworks.
Yeah, very good stuff. The other thing was we got to the bottom of the frozen bone in the freezer.
Yes, it was exactly how was speculated, and Beamer confirmed it. Bobby brought that in. I don't know if that. Now I'd like to know if that was a Memorial Day cookout to see if that, because Beam said today, and there's no way that thing came in there today. So he must be mistaken.
It's been there for a few days.
But either way, he confirms that Bobby brought that in for his dog Theo.
And he merely forgot it.
And Beamer's been forgetting to take it home.
Okay.
Very nice of Bobby to do that.
Yeah, there you go. We thought he had a tomahawk.
Now it makes sense.
Grilled out a tomahawk probably is what I'm guessing. Brought that in.
Yeah.
So here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, Beam.
I mean, it was just hard to wrap your mind around. Like without working through it.
Well, but now
that's what we did.
I'm glad we figured that out. And that's thanks to the listeners. The on the Twitter machine, or not on Twitter, that was on the live stream from the YouTube feed there. The chat in the live stream is always active. You can find it on YouTube along with our live stream. Every show has it. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, so check that out now.
I got one for you from the burner phone.
Sure.
Real quick. And somebody says to you, T-Bone, Cybertruck owner here.
Okay.
That wasn't me. T-Bone told a story about how he saw a Cybertruck out touring around Marysville, and his only reaction was to chuckle.
It made me laugh because it was so big. I was not prepared for how large it is.
That's what she said.
That's right.
And
there you go.
He said, that wasn't me, but I have been laughed at. It's fully expected. And if that guy wasn't mentally prepared for the full range of reactions, then he didn't do his research.
Okay.
He went on and on and on.
And again,
about the novelty of it and whatnot.
And again, if you like it, if it's your deal and you're like, man, this truck is awesome, I let you live. I'm just saying, when I first saw it, I was just shocked at how big it was. And so I was struck by it and I laughed. I just, wow, that's big.
It's
a huge
big.
truck. Look,
that is huge.
Look at that thing. My goodness.
I really do prefer to, I like it when I see an awesome car on the road, and I really do think the car is awesome. And you can tell that the owner of the car is proud of it. They probably, worked very hard or whatever, saved up their bucks or restored a classic car. I more do this for classic cars that are fully restored, right? Where you could tell somebody either preserved it or procured it and then put a lot of time and resources or money to get it looking that way. And I will sometimes kind of give a look at the owner, and possibly the old thumbs up, and they might glance back and give a half smile. I think that's cool. Like if I see a 1967 GT Mustang out on the road, right?
Beautiful.
Something you're like, oh, baby, that is sweet.
I did have that.
Yeah.
I actually saw a few Mustangs the other day on the road, and I was driving my Mustang. These were all classics. And
you got the Mustang now.
Well, I pulled over and they went by and I just kind of gave them a little wave and they all were giving little thumbs up and it was like, hey,
Mustang Susie.
Yeah, then they
Mustang Sam.
They were all like, so we've got V8s now. We're going to blow past you. And I was like, that's great. I will sit here in my little gas sipper and just enjoy watching you guys drive away. That was fine.
They don't say that about you.
No, they do.
As far as you know.
No, it's fine. It's all good. Again, just like the Cybertruck guy on the burner, I fully expect it and it's okay. Deshaun Watson is apparently still coming back from the shoulder surgery. Remember, and every time I have to look at this to make sure I get it right, he had a displaced fracture to the glenoid or glenoid. I still don't know how to say it.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah. Wherever it is, it's where the Buckeyes play when they go out to Arizona. Glenoid, I believe, is where they go.
Yeah. Glendale, Glenoid. Right. Yeah.
In either case, that was in his shoulder. So he has been, everything we hear is like, oh yeah, he's fine. He's fully able to throw. Well, today it came out apparently that what is happening this is Ken Dorsey talking, new offensive coordinator there. said it's a combination right now of him getting mental reps, him getting some of the live reps that he can get in more of a jog through tempo, and then obviously the routes and the throwing when he can get it in on his throwing days. So it's not like every day he's out there just burning through his arm. That might be normal for every quarterback at this stage. I don't know. But in either case, they're saying he's still doing a combination of mental reps and actual reps. So.
Yeah, so he's having throwing days, and then he's having non-throwing days. Right. And they want to get this obviously changed to where he's going to be throwing every day by the time they get to, the mini camp season in June.
I feel like there are a lot of Browns fans who are hanging on every word of what happens with Deshaun Watson. Here's the thing. Him being 100% healthy is like part 1 of 8 to figure out if he's actually going to be any good. You know what I mean?
You ain't kidding.
Because it's not like when he's been healthy, he's been awesome. No. He had a couple of games late in the time where he was finally a little bit healthy last year. And then what happened? He got hurt and he's out. But like one of his best games was his last game. And that's got a lot of people optimistic about now he'll have a full season of health. He should be good to go. I don't know that for sure. And I don't know that even if he is healthy, he is as good of a quarterback as the Browns thought they were getting when they signed him to one of the richest guaranteed deals in NFL history. So that's still a long ways off from, even if he is fully healthy, that doesn't mean, book it, Super Bowl. Like, not even close.
He was getting sacked a ton, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
In the games he was in, he got sacked 6 times against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Got sacked 4. I mean, the Pittsburgh and the Ravens, I get it,
Last year they had a ton of offensive line injuries.
They had injuries.
They were decimated by that.
But he's a mobile guy. Like, that's the other part of that. He's supposed to be an electrifying quarterback.
He's more mobile than I guess some quarterbacks, but he's definitely not
what he was.
And he never was like Houston. Lamar Jackson or something like that. He's never been that guy. He's more of a guy that's going to get the ball down the field and make some good throws. You hope. We'll find out if that actually happens. Coming up next, what do I have? I lost my sheet.
It'll be 5 o'clock.
Oh, here we go. It's the new kicking rules in the NFL. Teddy and I were looking at this before the show, and I think the implications of these new kicking rules, we're already starting to see some effects from it. It is fairly interesting. We'll discuss that next. It's Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
There's a disabled vehicle that's blocking the right center lane and causing almost a 20-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the north outer belt at Westerville. And we've got some stop-and-go traffic on eastbound 670 between 315 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu is a big deal, or rather, it's 10 big deals. From new items like the loaded nachos to familiar favorites like the spicy potato soft taco. Check it out at a participating Taco Bell today. Available for a limited time only while supplies last. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Take action with Logan Services. Call now for savings up to $2,700 on a qualifying train system and 0% APR financing for 72 months. It's hard to stop a train with a system for every home and budget. Schedule your free same-day estimate now. Installation takes just 1 day. We make home comfort easy with fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to protect against wear and deposits. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99 in-store only. Limit supply. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Lauren and I work for Meijer. People always ask, why do I shop there? It's because I can get great quality and value in one stop. Like this week's hottest deals on locally grown asparagus and select cuts of pork. Plus, I can earn 50 points per gallon of gas pumped at any Meijer Express through June 1st with M-Perks. Meijer has all I need in just one stop, and the same low Meijer prices in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at.
and make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte. Each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $2,165 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
This is Bob Capace of Worthington Jewelers. We've been creating one-of-a-kind designs for almost 20 years. Our jewelry consultants will help you create your one-of-a-kind design or select from over 1,000 engagement ring options. Shop local and come see us at Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. The Memorial Tournament today announced commitments from Ludwig Oberg, Tom Kim, and five-time tour winner Sam Burns for next week's tournament at Muirfield Village in Dublin. The University of Virginia will pay a $9 million settlement in connection with the campus shooting in 2022 that left 3 Cavalier football players dead and wounded 2 other UVA students. Baseball today, 9th inning at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Cincinnati Reds have a 4-3 lead over the Cubs. Cleveland Guardians begin a series at home with the Washington Nationals tonight. Columbus Clippers continue their home series with Lehigh Valley. And the NHL playoffs continue. Edmonton at Dallas. Game 5 of the Western Finals series tied at 2. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Grab a napkin while shrinking your waistline. How? By making a Bacon 180 with Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Off Topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
Hope your Friday is going well. Beautiful Friday in Central Ohio. Hope you're enjoying it to some level or another. You know what I'm going to say? Roll your windows down. Open up the sash. Open up the windows at your house. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Do what you want to do. Use your air conditioning. It doesn't matter. Nice day out there, though. Timmy Hall joining. Common Man is off. Mike will be back on Monday. Timmy, you would enjoy this. Is perfect weather for you. Not too hot out there, right?
It's perfect, and I do enjoy letting the fresh air in the house.
There you go.
It's got to be pretty cool for me to want to do that, though. But if it's 60, mid 50s, high 50s, 60, I love doing a little cracked windows.
There you go.
Let the cool air.
Oh, I love that.
Rush into the house.
Love a little cool air.
I can wear my hoodie and my sweatpants and feel just right.
Why do you sound like Ashley Schaefer as you're describing this?
I can feel it. I can feel it down in my plums with a bluish hue. Take them to the farmer's market.
Uh-huh. That's right. I just like where you got with that. That's pretty great.
Yes,
I wasn't expecting that.
I did sound like Ashley.
Early onions.
Thank you.
Oh.
So this story, this is about, listen, I want to be very clear. I'm about to mention a player's name that is a little controversial of late. This is not about the player. Please just forget that I mentioned this player's name after I mention this player's name, all right? The Chiefs, according to this story from The Athletic, they are thinking about not using kicker Harrison Butker on kickoffs because of the new rule changes.
Okay.
Now, say what you want about him. This is not about him. Pretend I mentioned another kicker because here's the actual story.
Why, Bone?
I don't know. I've heard when you mention Harrison Butker in any way, and I look, if you go follow me on Twitter, you know how I mention Harrison Butker, but that's neither here nor there. The actual story is this. Harrison Butker is probably, they are saying, not going to do kickoffs, or at least the Chiefs, I shouldn't say probably. They're thinking about not using him, not because of anything he's done off the field, because the new rules for kickoffs this year mean they would like to have, instead of a kicker who they don't think can tackle, which is about every kicker in the NFL, right? They would rather have a guy out there that they think could actually be used as a real tackler, an 11th person that you would actually rely on to make a play because of how the new kickoff is set up. So if you haven't followed that story at all, these rules, Timmy, are very different.
Yeah,
what we previously had seen.
So here's what Bone is talking about there, if you guys, and I can understand this if you're not up to speed on this. This might actually, even as rabid as we are with the NFL, something that is as minute as a kickoff rule might be one of the last things that we kind of hone in on before we get ready for a new year. But this did change. So the ball is kicked off from your own 35, same as the current rule. Safety kickoffs would be from your own 20, same as the current rule. So go past that. So all kicking team players, this is the alignment of the play. And they're talking about this in the college game too. I don't think it's going into effect this year, although I'll have to double check. It might be on the table for the year after. All kicking team players, other than the kicker, will line up with 1 foot on the receiving team's 40. Yeah. So think about that. 25 yards
They're
ahead.
across the 50.
Across the 50. On the other side of the 50 at their 40. The kicker is not, this sounds so crazy, right? Like they've got like 15 bullet points of how this play works and try to put this in and learn it and live it and love it. The kicker cannot cross the 50 until the ball touches the ground or player in the landing zone, or end zone. Now, what is the landing zone? The landing zone is the area between the receiving team's goal line and the 20. Yeah. That's it. So that 20-yard box, 20-yard line to the goal line, that is the landing zone.
So here, essentially what's happening is they're adopting this from, was it the XFL or the UFL, or I forget which FL, the spring football leagues did
someone
this.
They're
doing
this.
Right, Teddy?
Yeah.
They're doing it right now, aren't they? That's still what the setup is?
Yeah.
Largely? Okay. So when you do this, you have basically the teams, both teams' tacklers and blockers are all within a few yards of each other. So you eliminate that 20, 30-yard sprint.
The momentum.
Yeah, where then you have guys turning around and trying to block someone who's been running for 30 yards, and then they just, one or the other gets plastered, and it's massive head injuries and all that.
Right, you're trying to take away the 22-mile-an-hour sprinting on 22-mile-an-hour sprinting, just car crash collisions.
Well, one thing they are saying about this kick is you are not able to fair catch it inside the 20 like you used to on a kickoff. The last few years, they put that rule in where you would then just get a touchback. Now, if the ball goes out of the back of the end zone or it's a touchback, if it's one where it goes out of the end zone, you get the ball at the 40, not the 35. You get it at the 40. If the ball lands outside of the landing zone, like say it lands short of the 20-yard line.
Isn't that where you get it for an out-of-bounds kick? At the 40?
Is that where we get it now? I thought it was 35. Whatever. Either way, about the same.
Maybe
Either way. The point is,
you got to do it. You got to put it in there.
They'll put it at the 40 if it's short of the landing zone. So they really want you to kick the ball to a receiving player, and then that receiving player not have a touchback.
Yeah. So
they actually have to run it out.
Squibs. No squib kicking.
No, you're not. Well,
not just you have to keep it in bounds. You have to fly the ball. The way that I read this, it says any kick that hits short of the landing zone.
Yep, that's right. They want you to kick it on the fly inside the 20.
Yeah, you got to fly it inside the 20-yard line.
So
you could still have a touchback. You could still bomb it into the end zone.
Here's the bottom line of all these rules. The bottom line is this: it is very likely now that you will not see kickers that can just kick it out of the back of the end zone. That's not valued anymore. That doesn't do them any good. They want guys who are going to kick it right to the goal line or a little ahead of it. Which, again, still, your kicker is going to be your best option to place the ball somewhere specifically. However, if you could train someone who is not necessarily like a guy who's been kicking his entire life, but if you could get one of your players who maybe is like a fringe, end of the roster type guy, but he can, especially if he's a defensive player, and that guy could go out and, let's say, kick it, every single time inside that 20-yard box, that's going to give you a better chance at making a play. The Chiefs are experimenting with a couple players, practicing this to see if they can kick it reliably inside that box, because then they would have a tackler that they actually believe could make a play. And I'm wondering if this doesn't become a trend. If that actually works and the Chiefs implement this, it becomes successful, and then suddenly they're getting 8 or 10 yards better starting position defensively than all these other teams. Yeah. Other teams will adopt this.
Data is going to be looked at. If it could work well, it could be a horrible failure if the guy is not a good enough kicker, right? Like, you've got to be able to be an athletic guy that can kick that football consistently to the spots. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around this too, what this is going to look like and just how different it's going to look when we get to that play. You've got the 10 guys on the kicking team right there at the 40, and then 9 of the 11 for the receiving team. They could be right there 5 yards away. Yeah. Like, just stare. It's going to look like the haka, right? They're all just
you're right.
staring right next to each other, and none of them are allowed to move until the ball goes a certain distance.
Yeah, and then it's going to be a mad scramble.
Yeah, it's between the 30 and 35 for the receiving team.
Yeah, so they'll be set up
5 yards to 10 yards apart from each other.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very different look for us on kickoffs. What I thought of, and Teddy brought this up before the show, and he's spot on. If you're a guy like Taysom Hill, right?
Yes.
He's one of those does everything kind of guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's the type of player where I could see them saying, you know what? He's not maybe, and the Saints love to use him in a lot of different ways, but that's the type of player where you could see, all right, if you can kick the ball and get that done and learn how to do this, then we've got a spot for you and you become that extra guy defensively that helps us make a play. I would think like a safety who's just not big enough to really play in the NFL, that'd be like the type of guy you might want in this type of role. Someone who can read the field quickly and accelerate to make a tackle, but they're not going to be the best coverage guy against tight ends. This is a spot for them now to, stay on a roster.
Here's a name for you. Nick McLarty.
Okay.
Must be some geniuses down the road there.
Oh.
At the Woody.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
6'7", 255 pounds, Ohio State's newest punter. Coming into the game at the right time. He might wind up being a star in this newfound National Football League kickoff setting. Well, everything that you just said, everything you're talking about, if it makes the switch in college football, he's supposed to be, pining for the job against Joe McGuire. He's going to be looking for the starting job against a walk-on.
Now, this is punting, obviously, but
for Ohio State's punter.
But I'm saying, if you've got guys who are, did he play Aussie rules or rugby?
Aussie rules football player, so he's got experience there, and he can boom the ball. But again, you're punting it, kicking it off the tee.
I'm just saying,
I would think they want to be skilled in both now.
Learning to kick the ball off the tee would probably be not that difficult if you're already skilled at kicking it other ways. I would think that's
right.
A little less of a learning curve.
Not even the tee. You're able to use the. Yes, you do have to be able to kick off the tee, but then there was something in the rule there.
Oh, that's if it blows off the tee.
Blows off twice, you get to use the stick.
Yeah, because you won't have a guy back there.
Right.
Previously you'd have a guy on the line right with you. All the other guys are lined up next to the kicker. Now they don't want that to happen, so they would just put the stick out there and you'd have to
They still want that extra guy to be up, so the stick is what everybody would practice.
This is going to look
field goals.
It's going to look so weird when they actually get to it.
But right.
The guy who was talking about this for what it's worth, the Chiefs, special teams coach Dave Taub, was the guy saying, hey, we think Butker could still make tackles. We're not saying he can't, but we also don't want to get him hurt. And we know that there's going to be more of a chance that we're going to actually need to make a play because it's not going to be a bunch of touchbacks. The goal of this is to get kickoffs returned more often to bring that back a little bit. So it's going to look different than all the other kickoffs we've seen. And maybe that's something that will affect the record books, right? If the way that this works is that, players are able to get more yardage than they previously would have under the old one, or maybe they get less. I don't know. Either way, this is going to be different than any of the other ways we've seen them do kickoffs before in the NFL. So be aware of that. And I guess if you've got a player that that's like in college and they're pretty good, but probably not going to make an NFL roster, get them a kicking tee for their birthday or for any holiday you can think of.
Start it,
and say, just start kicking now, man, because maybe that's the thing. You've got the size, but you're not able to play on an NFL defense. Well, if you can read this well enough and you can make those kicks, they'd probably want you.
I was searching up a player that was just rattling around my brain this is from years and years ago. Do you remember a BYU kicker or punter that became well known for just laying dudes out?
Oh, really?
I'm seeing a quick research. I searched up BYU kicker, big hitter, the llama, and someone named Matt Payne has popped up. And so that must be the guy. That must be the guy that I was thinking of. Like a BYU player that would either just, kick the ball off and then be one of the first ones down there to drill somebody. Like that was his MO.
Yeah.
You kick the ball off and then go get the special teams tackle.
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody like that.
That's the perfect guy you're looking for this thing.
He was incredible. 20 years early to the party.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you're ahead of your time, but now it makes sense. I mean, I'm just saying they will innovate to this and they will figure it out. Just like the what are we calling it? The brotherly shove the Philly did, whatever those plays where they pushed.
That's what that's called.
That exact thing. What is that coming from? That's coming from the fact that they're fine. Well, yeah. But it's also coming from the fact that they're finding inequities in the data that say, if we do this more often, we can score in this position. So they're going to look at the kickoff the same way. There's a whole new bunch of data that they're going to have to collect and then figure out what's the best way to go about it. One of the ways might be getting rid of your kicker on kickoffs.
You were looking for the tush push.
Tush push is the other one. Yeah, that's another one for it. That's right. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. Timmy and I are going to discuss the mayor of a large city who wants the Super Bowl. The difficulty on this one is that large city is not in America, so we'll discuss that next. It's Man and Bone with Timmy Hall on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
You should watch out for a vehicle fire that was reported on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt near 71, causing a 10-minute delay there. And we have a crash blocking the left lane on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt after Cemetery Road, and that's another 10-minute slowdown. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for my crew at Valley Ford of Columbus. Looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle without breaking the bank? Well, it's the Drive America Celebration Sale at Valley Ford, and they have a sweet selection of certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage cars, trucks, and SUVs waiting for you. One of the big keys to Valley's success, satisfied customers like me. Their selection and savings on certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicles is outstanding. Stop in today or shop the selection online right now. Valley takes all the risk out of buying because every certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage vehicle with blue or gold certification features a minimum 139-point inspection. And here's the big one. They're also backed by a 14-day or 1,000-mile money-back guarantee. That's right. They stand behind every one of them with a money-back guarantee. Go online and see them all or get to Valley for a test drive and see and feel the quality. Get the better deal. Get to the Drive America Celebration Sale and keep on trucking at Valley Ford of Columbus. Vehicle must be returned within 14 days or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first from the original sales date and mileage as stated on bill of sale, and returned in same condition as sold. Other restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
The countdown to Miss Twin Peaks 2024 is on, and voting for Miss Popular is officially live. Head over to MissTwinPeaks2024.com to learn more about the contest and cast your 5 votes for your favorite Twin Peaks girl.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your option and visit goodfeet.com.
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money. At Right Pac Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs, so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pac Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Tee to Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we're at the Virtues Golf Club in Nashport with PGA professional Hung Chow plus Ron Syrak from the U.S. Women's Open.
Tee to Green with Skip Mosick, presented by X-Golf. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Glow Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Glow Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Not wearing your seatbelt could cost you a ticket or your life. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Fantastic end of the day on Friday. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and low humidity. Overnight will fall back down to around 50 degrees with mainly clear skies and light winds. A pleasant Saturday on tap, mostly to partly sunny skies with highs in the low 80s. Showers and possible thunderstorm. That's Saturday night into first half of Sunday. But we'll end Sunday mostly cloudy skies and dry with temperatures in the mid-70s. With your Doppler 10 forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Tool of the week coming up 5:34. You can tweet us your tools right now at manandbone971. You can text us on the burner phone 614-787-3093. Does that sound right? I think that's right. I always get it wrong.
Let me triple check.
Well, you know what? If I'm wrong, text that number and find out what happens. I don't know. This is from London. We've known that London and the NFL have been working together for quite a while. The Super Bowl, of course, is America's sporting gem, I would say. It's American television's sporting gem as well, right? Because it's the number one thing for ratings on TV. But there is a possibility, I guess, being floated that the NFL could play the game in London. The reason the subject's come up today is because Sadiq Khan, who is the mayor of London, he says the Super Bowl is really important for us. We have a number of American football games, and I wanted to come here because we want American sports fans in Europe to come to London to watch these games, not just go to America. So we've heard this discussion before about it could possibly someday be a one-off where it goes to London or it goes to some other country. And I tend to agree with the people who think it's probably inevitable if this happens at some point. However, my cynicism aside, I don't think that we can have a big discussion about whether or not this should happen. I think it will happen at some point.
Yeah, what's the bigger question? It's should it happen, right? For sports fans over here, I think that's the nerve that it strikes.
Well, clearly to me,
I mean, how you would have your Super Bowl. It's the National Football League. You're giving them a lot of games. And look, I think everybody is adjusted to that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that still get pissed off about that, right? I don't care all that much because I'm not a season ticket holder. It's not affecting me if one of my teams every now and then loses a home regular season game.
Yeah.
You know, I would just pick another game. I'm buying single game tickets if I'm going to go to a game every now and then. But Super Bowl is another story. That's the big one.
Here's what I find interesting because I'm with you that I don't think it's the right move from the standpoint of your fan base in America obviously has helped. That's why you have the reach that you have all around the world.
This
is because of the fact that the fans here, we've talked about it, how fans got limbs or fingers and toes at least amputated at the Chiefs playoff game against the Dolphins. It was so cold out. They were out there for so long. Some of them had to go to the hospital for frostbite. Some of them lost appendages over this.
Yeah.
Like the amount of dedication that NFL fans have is beyond anything we've ever seen in sports. So that's a group that, while you have those hardcore fans now, I wonder if in 20 years you will see that from the next couple generations of sports fans. All the research, all the research they do indicates that the younger generation of sports fans is not as likely to have a single team. They are not as likely to go to a ballpark. They are not as likely to spend hours and money to travel. All the things that current sports fans do, the next 20 years, they predict going to look very different when the next generation of sports fans comes along. I wonder if the NFL is seeing this and saying, yeah, we're getting all that now, but we know in 20 years we're going to be tapped out in this market. People are going to be kind of, wherever they are on sports. That's not going to change over the next 20 years. but you're going to see a declining interest in some things. But in Europe, where we haven't gone there, we do something like this, it'll reinvigorate. That group of fans will be rabid. They will want to get there. That will reinvigorate that fan base for another 20 years to continue to follow the NFL. That's probably their play. I'm just saying, I can say as a sports fan in America, I don't think that's the right move because I don't think you would see that from other leagues. I don't think you should see that from other leagues.
Yeah, and it's another thing, too, where it's as American as anything, right? It's the fact that the NFL has gotten humongous. It's a giant. It's the leader in sports. And what does it want to do? It doesn't want to stop. It can't stop. It just wants to keep growing. It just wants to get bigger and bigger and bigger and find new markets and find all of the fans. We've already dominated. It's like a game of Risk, right? That's what the NFL is playing, a game of global domination. And so they're going to try to take over London. They've been going to Frankfurt. They're going to go to Mexico. I'm surprised they don't do more games in Canada. Have they even done a game in Canada yet? Like since they've been doing this international series?
Did they do something in Toronto with the Bills? I feel like they've talked about doing it, but obviously maybe that's too close to home because if they do win in with the Bills in Toronto, maybe that starts to look like maybe they're going to move. I know they won't now because they're getting their stadium deal.
It doesn't have to mean that. It's Toronto. I mean,
but that's been a threat before.
City, right?
That's been a threat that if they were ever going to move a team, Toronto would be a prime destination. And the Bills with their stadium at first, that was a concern.
Maybe.
Before I think they've gotten that worked out.
But I get what you're saying about, the data that they're looking at for the next generation. I find that fascinating. What do you think your biggest reason is? If the next generation is going to sag off a little bit from going to sporting events?
I mean, think about you and me, Timmy. We are I'm 41, right? Going to be 42 this year. I grew up in an era where you had VCRs was the closest thing you had to a DVR, right? Where you could put a tape in and hit record, and you might get some version of the game to actually stay on there until your dad forgot that was what it was and recorded something else over it or something like that.
Because of the ease.
Yeah.
Ease of access now.
But you had to watch the games live. And then the next day you'd go to school and you'd talk about the games with your buddies. And if you didn't know what was going on, you felt left out. Well, there's a whole generation of kids who've grown up now who are not kids. I mean, they're in their 30s who have never had to worry about that. They've always had a DVR at least. But now with the internet, you can watch games streaming. You can watch them wherever you are. There's less of a reason to stay at home from noon until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. on Sunday and watch all these games back to back to back. You can go out, have fun with your friends, come back, check out the highlights, check out this, and then still be up on the games and then watch the one you really care about at, say, Sunday Night Football or something like that. That's going to lead to people not planning around their day. So then you're going to have fans that just say, oh, yeah, it's not that important. I can catch it whenever I need to. I can watch it tomorrow morning before I head to work or whatever. And eventually you're just going to have a generation of people who are like, yeah, Sundays are just another day. I may watch some football. I may not. It's not as big of a thing. I just don't see it in the next 20 years being like we are now where it's at its peak. There's no way it can sustain for 20 more years like that.
I think the other part of it, too, that's at least worthy of being brought up is, and again, it can flip, it could turn around, but the way the economy is, with just for people in the younger generation and what the things that are going to be high on their list of priorities in life, right? And just getting things paid for, getting ahead, and then what are they going to have left over for traveling and then sporting event tickets, right?
Would you say that
you might need to be calculated and pick and choose? We're going to have this like for a week for a family vacation, right? And then there might not be as many opportunities.
Well,
even everybody's going to, you're still going to have your opportunity to make money, right? And it's not to say that there won't be any more rich people or people that,
I know what
get
you're
into some good opportunities, but you're thinking about the mean, right? Or the median right in the middle. Like, what's that going to look like?
Well, you could even have this. How many people now or growing up like we did, a lot of people, probably more people than, let's say, the next 20 years, are looking at home ownership and saying,
exactly,
that's an easy thing.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Everybody's going to have, you're going to grow up and eventually you'll have your house.
You can make a down payment on a house. You'll be all right.
How many videos do you see of people with the awesome man caves and stuff like that? Do you think in the next 20 years there's going to be a big group of people who are like, yeah, I plan on having a man cave and watching all these football games every Sunday, when they're not able to even get the house because of the rising housing costs, stuff like that.
I hope it's not a bunch of 40-year-olds that are just getting their homes.
Well, but that's a thing. I think all that plays into it. Now, that was very deep. We just discussed, and usually we don't do that on this show. So to liven things up, And you know what? One more, too. There we go. Just making sure we're back on track. Tool of the Week's coming up next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
There's an accident blocking two right lanes on eastbound 270 on the South Outer Belt before 23. That's about a 10-minute delay there. And we've got stop-and-go traffic causing a 5-minute slowdown on southbound 315 between Ackerman Road and I-70. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Save up to $150 on select sets of 4 Bredestein tires at AAA Car Care Plus. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save up to $150 on Bredestein tires through May 31st at AAA Car Care Plus locations. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Looking for reliable roofing services in Central Ohio? Go with Nitro Roofing. We'll get the job done right the first time. Reach out today for a free estimate at nitroroofing.com.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
The delicious ice-cold taste of Dr. Pepper has a lasting effect on people. Lindsay from Sacramento said,
Pro tip, 40 degrees is the perfect temperature for an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Why is 40 degrees the perfect temperature for Dr. Pepper? We brought in Sue from Duluth, Minnesota to tell us.
Oh, yeah, I know a thing or two about cold. Oh, that right there is the perfect kind of ice cold for Dr. Pepper. I'd share that with my friend Nancy. She likes Dr. Pepper, too, you know. My coldest...
All right, that'll be all, Sue. Having a perfect temperature for your Dr. Pepper? It's a Pepper thing. Inspired by real fan posts.
Common Man here. Let me tell you about my new friends, Sell for 1% Realtors. This is a new company for me. They were interested in working with me, so they went for a CAT scan. When that passed, I needed to meet the family to see what they were all about, if they were a good fit. And when I say meet the family, I mean it. Sell for 1% is totally family-run right here in Columbus. The premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your house for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. And they do everything you'd expect from the 6% people. This is full service, not a discount service. Here's how they do it. Technology has made the realtor's job easier, from taking photos to signing documents on your phone, but their prices have remained the same, even though the realtor's not putting in the same time they used to. Sell for 1% passes the savings on to you because they know you're going to be impressed with the service and then tell people about it. On average, customers save over $10,000 in commissions. I didn't know about these guys 10 years ago. Don't be stupid like me and pay more than you have to. If you're selling, give my guys a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube. Watch us live or on demand by searching 971 The Fan. Which fan host will awkwardly scratch their privates? Let's find out together. Find us on YouTube, The Fan.
Save up to $150 on select sets of 4 Bredestein tires at AAA Car Care Plus. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save up to $150 on Bredestein tires through May 31st at AAA Car Care Plus locations. See store for details.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Grab life by the chicken fingers and savor the day with hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret cane sauce that makes everything that much better.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Generation Radio, classic hits, original artists. Saturday, June 15th, the Columbus Commons. Join Jay DeMarcus of Rascal Flatts, Jason Ship of Chicago, and Steve Barone of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers as they bring you the biggest classic hits of all time. Live on stage, the hits of Rascal Flatts, Chicago, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and more. Generation Radio with the Columbus Symphony. Tickets on sale now at C-Bus Arts Ticket Center or picnicwiththepops.com. Presented by Nationwide Picnic with the Pops.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. It is almost that time for Columbus's biggest golf event of the year.
Yep, the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino is giving away all sorts of prizes for their Memorial Wager and Win drawings on Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
When?
Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
You can win fabulous prizes like Memorial Tournament tickets, golf clubs, and more now until June 6th.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Tool of the Week.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
The best tool of the week gets a $50 gift card to the Walrus. The Walrus, your downtown home for sports with 24 mega TVs. Timmy Hall is in for Common Man today. You ready to do some tools, Timmy?
Oh, man, I've been waiting for the tools all week, Bone. Just hope that I'm only on like 3 or 4 of these.
All right, let's see what I can find. I'm trying to find a good place to start off with the
I got some, too. You want to go
I'm trying to find a place to start with the soundbite, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to read? You do the sound bites?
Sure, we can do that. Let's do it.
Okay. What's the rule again? Like just the first names?
Whatever you feel like reading.
The alter ego. Okay. Mike's underage girlfriend.
Okay.
My Tim Bones.
I want me some glory hole.
Right. My tool of the week is anyone who sits in their car while they pump their gas. You can't stand or lean against your vehicle for less than 5 minutes. #GTH.
Yep, that's right.
I'm with them.
I don't know. I mean, also, aren't you not supposed to do that because of the static electricity buildup? That could be bad. You could have a whole thing where you get out of your car, you build up static electricity and...
I don't know if it's static electricity. Yeah. I just think it's a safety thing where you're supposed to be...
Oh, yeah, in case the pump just falls out or something.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
I don't know if it's illegal, but I think there's signs posted at every gas station saying, do not sit in your car while you're pumping your gas.
Don't go back in your car and come back out.
Stand out there like a normal person, watch it pump, and then get on your way.
There you go.
All right, we go to Thaddeus. He just says, my...
Oh,
we give him the credit for that?
We'll give him a my guy for that, sure.
I like you. You brought me again into the FIFA.
Into the FIFA. He says. Ohio weather is better than Florida weather right now. Oh, wait a minute. He got me. My Ohio weather is better than Florida weather right now, guys.
That's right, boy.
Thank you.
My tool of the week is the people who have a problem with me sitting in my car while pumping gas. I am morbidly obese, ooze grease out of my pores, get heat exhaustion easily, and need AC all the times. #pump you skinny people,
okay.
Middle finger.
Look
Sorry.
At that.
Sorry, Thaddeus.
A little bit of fighting going on in the mentions.
Hot.
That's good.
Yeah, that is hot.
Yeah.
Let's go to Annie Hockhausen. My guys.
Are you trying to keep us out of Del Boca Vista?
My tool of the week is the Common Man. How the hell is he going to die in Florida the same week you have Angel Hernandez retire, Bill Walton pass away, and the CBJ finally announce a new GM? Richard, they said gem.
Okay,
I don't know if they're calling
GM.
Are they calling him a gem?
Well, we don't know yet.
A gem of a GM? Richard Jefferson. #GTH.
There you go. Yeah, you know what? It never fails when he leaves. There's always stuff that he would specifically care about that winds up happening. So, but yeah, we tried to cover all that as best we could. But obviously, Mike with the Angel Hernandez retirement, that would have been one that I know he would have had plenty to say about. I'm sure you'll hear that on Monday.
Would have been one he wanted. Anything that would have to do to Mike Florio not being at his gig anymore.
That would be the only one that could have topped all that.
Skip Bayless being ousted. That too. Let's go Nut Guy Butt. My fat boy food tippers.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Tools of the week are the people at work who keep trying to recruit this felon to replace my boss's boss.
Okay.
Dude was caught money laundering, but now they're saying it was all a shame and he'd have to be a great guy to run our company. I don't care. We can do better. GTH. Yeah, that sounds no good.
Sounds no good. Whatever that's referring to. I don't know what that could be possibly talking about.
Let's go Fartbot 6000. My tool of the week is whoever left this fingernail on my desk. It tasted like it's someone from the Mediterranean.
Okay.
#tool of the week.
It tastes, again, I don't think you put the nail in your mouth, but thank you for pretending like you did.
Mm-hmm.
There is on Twitter a picture of this thing, and if that's a fingernail, then It is the grossest fingernail I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of fingernails. That is disgusting.
Let's go with Brent here. My guys.
I'm Jim Tressel for Channel 3 News.
Right. My tool of the week is you, Bone. I caught up on an episode I missed this week and heard the segment about bad officiating costing your team that still haunts you. How the hell did a ball going 5 feet out of bounds in a cup game at home not come up at all?
You know what, Brent? That's an excellent call. The Crew in 2015, I had almost forgotten about MLS Cup where Portland beat the Crew 2-0. Because you know what? I just wanted to block that out. I don't even want to think about that. We've won 2 more cups since then, but you know what? I got to just take it.
Damn.
Thank you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's go filet de bone. My tool of the week is Ted. What happened to giving the people a best of show when the guys are off air? I opened my podcast app Monday evening, ready to settle into a best of show containing the Queen, Lord Kumquat, and a little pee-pee no worky, and was very disappointed. Thank you, Ted. You suck.
Wow.
I believe it's Duchess Kumquat, though, right?
What'd you say?
I think it was Lord.
It was Duchess Kumquat. It was Lord Beaverqueef. I believe are the two royalty that were mentioned. I don't know.
Okay. But we didn't have a best of show on Monday because we were going to run a baseball game at 3:30. So that's usually what we do. We put a best of show during the holidays.
But you did the best of podcast, though, right?
Well, that's every week.
No, that's just for the week. But a lot of times on holidays, we'll do best of shows.
Here's what Teddy's saying. He's saying we put together something every week that's largely crap. But on holidays, he goes above and beyond to find the best of the best cuts.
Well, it's the best of like the entire year up to that point.
He's doing the best he can with what we give him week to week, but that's not the same as having a year's worth of material. He might find 2 or 3 actually partially enjoyable segments there.
But we didn't have it because we were going to have a baseball game, which got rained out.
Oh, well, then we were screwed.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. What else we got, Timmy?
Let's see. Beer Man. My tool of the week is whomever came up with the rules that you and Timmy were trying to explain. Hashtag I have a headache. Hashtag GTH.
All right. There you go. Fair enough. All right. Let's see.
Were there any on the burner this week? Do we have
any on the burner? There's one here from Darth Sweatervest who says, my Ted Bones.
We had a kid go down there and punch the kid, started a melee.
Tool of the week is the toddler who sexually harassed T-Bone in kindergarten, leading to her puddle dunking and T-Bone's lifelong shame. Yeah, that was, I wasn't a toddler. I mean, the kid was in kindergarten with me, so we were both kindergarten age, whatever you'd call that. But yeah, she was not sexually harassing me. She was just, she wanted a little piece of me. She was, I guess, interested, as kindergartners sometimes are, and I wanted nothing to do with girls at the time.
Yeah.
And so I sprinted away from her.
Were not your thing back then.
No. Now, very different. Now, I've gotten married. I've had kids of my own.
There
it's a very
are girls
different thing.
all around you.
Timmy is sending me Instagram photos of hot women all the time. I mean, I'm just surrounded by them.
I was just referring to your family.
I mean, there's that too. I can't get away from women. There's women everywhere in my house now.
You're disgusting. I can't believe you would partake with me with the Instagram.
Well, you partake.
Thickness that is going on.
You are
there.
Down with the thickness. That's what I would say.
Down with the thickness.
Yeah. Do we have any more on the burner phone?
We don't have any on the burner phone that I can find.
All right, fine.
We weren't getting many tools.
Well,
just a lot of random comments.
Well, let's pick a winner. Who do we have? Do you want someone you want to give it to? Because every time I pick one, Ted yells at me because I apparently picked the same person the last few weeks, so I can't pick one.
I think Thaddeus because of just how clever it was.
Hang on, Teddy. Is Thaddeus someone who's allowed for us to give him the prize, or have I picked Thad like 3 times in the last 4 weeks?
I think Thaddeus, he's won before, but I think it's been a while, so I think we're good with that.
Okay, all right, it's been a while. Well, I mean, if he was willing to participate today.
Thaddeus, thank you for your tool. You're going to win the prize.
Hello, I've accidentally painted a gentleman's sausage on a storm drain.
Thaddeus will get a $50 gift card to The Walrus. The Walrus, your downtown home for sports with 24 mega TVs. By the way, Jen Winters told me a story about that soundbite right there. Gentleman's sausage. Mm-hmm. That's from Top Gear, the British show.
Yes,
where they drive cars around.
Car guys. Yeah.
So her brother listens to the show all the time.
Okay.
And he is a big Top Gear fan. So apparently she said when we first played that on the air, he heard it and then promptly texted her and said, hey, Man and Bone played the Gentleman's Sausage soundbite from Top Gear on the show today. And she said, yes. And he goes, why the hell didn't you tell me they like that show and they know that soundbite? And she said, I didn't know I had to tell you everything I know about these people. Shut up. So apparently that spurred, just doing this, I just playing that spurred an argument between two siblings that has never been rectified. They won't speak to each other now. It's over. They don't talk anymore.
Yeah, it's over. It's done. I wouldn't have thought. I thought that just would have been a good talking piece.
Nope, it's done. They don't talk anymore.
Breaking up relationships, bringing people together, and then letting them drift apart.
That's right.
That's what the show is.
Well, they're both Braves fans, so I also am glad that I've broken up any type of friendship or relationship that involves the Braves, because me no like you the Braves.
Only there just weren't any Braves fans.
That's right. Well, I'm not saying
or the Braves.
Yeah, we can get rid of that. We can track the Atlanta Braves. I'm all about that. We can track the Atlanta Braves tomorrow.
Want
I'm all
a new
good
stadium every 10 years.
You know what you should do? Contract my stupid team, the Mets. That's who you should contract, because they're just garbage every year. Stupid. Won a game last night, finally, for the first time in like 3 weeks.
Are you on the worst team in the league, or are you the worst teammate?
No. I was misunderstood. So that's really what it was. Yeah. I actually didn't say any of that, and I should be back on the team. That's what happened. All right, Back Page is next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
There's some stop-and-go traffic causing a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And you'll hit some slow traffic on southbound 71 on the north side between Morse Road and Hudson Street. This report is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the time of year for being outdoors. It's the best, but not if your knees, shoulders, hips, or back are hurting. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. Call them today. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and help restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move, swim, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. They have locations in Columbus, in both Gahanna and Dublin. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. So go check them out at QCKinetics/Columbus or give them a call, 380-208-4544.
New 2024, up to 72 months Aria, up to 36 months Rogue, and 6/3/24.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But that's not all. Reichert Nissan also has 0% financing on Rogue 2. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
With spring ball behind us, we're officially gearing up for the most anticipated football season ever. Excited, nervous, terrified to your very core? Think of us as your emotional safe space. Always your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it almost heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Final segment of the program. Timmy Hall is here. He's been here all week. Thank you for filling in for Common Man this week, Timmy. I always appreciate it.
Oh, man. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to, bury the lead, but Jeff Thidoff is also here. Tito is here as well, who's going to be hosting the Buckeye Show in Timmy's stead.
Tito!
How you doing, Tito?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing today?
Oh, I'm good. You know what? I'll be even better once I say this. Our podcast, which we love, is available everywhere. It's free. You can get it on any podcast platform, and all you have to do is search Common Man and T-Bone. It'll be there. You can hit subscribe. It'll come right to your device every single day. It is all brought to you by our friends at Care Heating and Cooling.
I was nominated for Tool of the Week. You guys didn't announce it on the air.
You were?
I was.
I didn't see
and
that
so
one.
was Timmy.
Where was this?
It was me because on Sunday I said we're doing what's a successful season for Ohio State this year in football.
Okay.
I actually said on the air that if Ohio State, even if they lost to Michigan but won the Big Ten and made it to the championship game of the College World Life, I said that'd be a successful season.
Losing to Michigan and making it to the
Big
title
Ten,
game?
But you win the Big Ten.
No. I
can't feel good about that.
I think you are a tool for saying that. You're going to say that after what we've been through?
No, I want to be Michigan. I'm saying if they lost to Michigan but won the Big Ten, okay?
I hear
that
you.
means it might be Michigan the second time, right?
Or you have a chance to play them again, right? That's fair.
Or Oregon, whatever, and then you get to the CFP championship game. I said I would call that a successful season.
Well, you know what? I will say this about that discussion. It brings up an excellent point, which is people who say, here's what it's going to take for me to think Ryan Day should keep his job. Right. That conversation is going to be very convoluted.
Yes, it will.
In the next year, because we can all say it now, and I feel this way. If we lose to Michigan, I don't care what else happens. Now, I say that, and then if we lose to Michigan, and then like you just said, there's a scenario where you end up okay, but and if you win the national championship, all's forgiven, probably even for that Michigan loss. Maybe. I think
I'm saying too much is being poured into the season.
I'm saying but what I'm telling you is there's a big chasm in between lose to Michigan or win national championship.
Right.
In between, there's lose to Michigan, make national championship, lose that game. There's lose to Michigan, win Big Ten championship, lose in second round of playoffs or something. There's all kinds of weird scenarios that could happen. I personally think beat Michigan, you do that, then everything else after that will be like, well, okay, but hey, we beat Michigan. That's where we want to be. We want to start doing that again. Then we'll win the Big Ten. Then we'll, on and on and on to national championships.
Well, he nominated me, Timmy nominated you for Tool of the Week for having me fill in on the Buckeye Show.
Oh, well, that just happens
for Tool of the Year, which I think I'd rather have Tool of the Year than former Employee of the Month.
I got nominated for having you on the Buckeye Show.
Yes. You got nominated for me with my Buckeye opinion saying that. So you were Tool of the Week. I was nominated Tool of the Year.
That comes back onto me.
Yes, that's on you.
I suppose. But no, the exact scenario that you just dreamed up, that's not cutting it for me.
Okay.
That's not cutting it for me. I almost have to start with the first two.
Right.
I could live with even though that doesn't feel good to say, because I am really on the board of this is a natty or bust type of season.
Win the natty.
I get
Not
it.
play the natty. Win the natty for you.
Win
the natty for you.
Win it all.
Okay.
It's been 10 years.
That's tough, dude.
That's
tough.
I know it's tough.
You know what?
It seems unreasonable in a vacuum, but Ryan Day has not won one yet. And I don't think it's unreasonable when you cast a net over like a 6 to 10-year period when you're the head coach at Ohio State with all these resources that you win a national championship. I mean, that's what you're setting out to do, right? Jim Tressel did that. Urban Meyer did that.
Yes.
This is the number that keeps popping around in my head. Just for the head coach and then the football players themselves who stuck around and got NIL deals, you're talking about $23 million in investment.
Oh, my God.
To say nothing for the
a lot.
Assistant coaches and everything else. That's where people are going to say, okay, it's got to be win it all, right? It's win Big Ten, beat Michigan, and national championship. But to this point, even, let's say you beat Michigan in the regular season game, you win the Big Ten championship, and then you get to the college football playoffs, and you play Michigan again, and you lose.
Right.
That's a possibility that could happen.
Yeah.
And then we would all go, well, what the bleep do we do with that? Like,
So
that's why I'm saying this will be very convoluted going forward, unless it's a crystal clear result either one way or the other.
So you and Colin basically usually take the month of December off. But if you if you work a day in December, will you do a Tool of the Year contest? Will I be involved in that? Could I be? I was nominated for it. Could you have a Tool of the Year?
That's a great idea. And the fact that you've suggested it means we probably won't actually let you win. So now you'll be nominated, but you probably won't win. Because that's actually a really good idea.
That kind of sucks.
What's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
We got we're going to have DeVere in here tonight with me, and we're going to talk about an Ohio State quarterback that's been will be inducted into the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame.
You doing
he
all
let
right
the
there?
cat out of the bag. Yeah, he let the cat out of the bag on that one. But before Ohio State announced it, also we've got our Power 5. I've got my 5 most electrifying Ohio State football players I've ever seen on offense.
Oh, I like that.
Because that guy is going to be one of them.
Yes, that guy will be one. He is in the top 5. Yes,
Very
he
good
is.
discussion. All right, well, I look forward to it. Buckeye Show is next. Right now, it's Back Page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Timmy, take it away.
That guy who you're going to talk about, who's going to be in the Ohio State Hall of Fame, he'd be my number 1.
He'd be my number 1 for you?
Yeah.
I've got him top 5, but not number 1.
He'd be my number 1. But
over number 7?
Yeah.
Really?
Close. It's close. Really? Are you serious? But
I'm older than you, but number 41 would be in there too.
But Jeff,
thanks
for doing the show.
You know what, Tim? I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving the opportunity. I love doing the Buckeye
very
Show.
nice of you. That's very
You want a
polite.
hug?
Do you think you're doing the best you can do?
I think today might be the best Buckeye Show ever.
I love it. I love to hear it. All anyone can do is their best. By the way, Bone, you were perusing the fatboyicecream.com website.
Tito,
And
you like some ice cream, right?
I got an ice cream sandwich for you out
For
there.
me?
Yeah.
Fat Boy Ice Cream.
No kidding.
He brought in some ice cream sandwiches. They're called Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Out of this world good. And then they got ice cream and stuff. They're from Utah, right?
They're from Richmond, Utah, northern Utah.
There you go.
So aside from the lovely vanilla they have with the chocolate, cookie, they've got mint chocolate chip. They've got strawberry. These are all the different sandwiches that they produce. So these are all with the chocolate cookie. So mint chocolate chip, strawberry, cookies and cream, and then they've got sugar cookie ice cream.
How could that be bad?
Which almost seems like their version of a confetti type of ice cream.
2 pounds
Delicious.
when you said that.
But they've got like 35 products on this list.
I'm ready to
here.
go. Let's
get them all.
I'm bricked up for ice cream. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, bricked.
Buckeye Show is next. We'll see you on Monday. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza.
You're going to hit stop and go traffic on southbound 315 between Lane Avenue and West Broad Street. And there's a 5-minute slowdown on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by COSI, Center of Science and Industry. Transport yourself back in time and explore the fascinating and harrowing story of the Titanic's maiden voyage. Don't miss Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, now open at COSI, featuring over 200 authentic artifacts, room recreations, and more. Tickets on sale now. Book your voyage at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a fan action update.
This action update's brought to you by Tipico. Gambling problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER. This is only the third NBA Finals in the last 26 seasons where the Eastern Conference teams favored to win the finals. The Miami Heat in 2013 and 2011 are the only East teams to be favored. Now Boston is the favorite this year over the Mavs. Boston's minus 220 to win the series, and Dallas is plus 185. For your Tipico action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Grab life by the chicken fingers and savor the day with hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret cane sauce that makes everything that much better.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Oh no, this storm really did a number on my roof.
You need to get that fixed before it gets worse.
I know, but finding a good roofing company is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Actually, there's only one good roofing company you need to know. Nitro Roofing. Family owned, specializing in residential roofing, and they finish the job quickly without cutting corners.
Wow, sounds like they're the real deal.
Absolutely. Call Nitro Roofing today. Use code THEFAN10 for 10% off. Call 614-714-5693 or visit nitroroofing.com.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a new golfer, think beyond the green and head over to X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell. Come experience the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world at X Golf. A fun venue with great food, excellent service, and a full bar. You can play around on one of our 50 courses, take a lesson from our PGA Pro, hit the driving range, join a league, or just sit back and sip a beer on the outdoor patio. Book your tee time today at playxgolf.com. X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell, the home of indoor golf.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any